the original meaning of Turtle Island explained live by Brother Sanchez. Now, we know that the Feathers Up movement has incorporated this Turtle Island hashtag. Now, what I want to say to all the Turtle Islanders and Aboriginals out there is that what you're doing is a corruption of the original meaning of Turtle Island. The oldest, ancient, most indigenous meaning of Turtle Island had nothing to do with a particular island or a particular geographic continent. You know, because with the Aboriginal movement, we got a lot of people walking around saying, hey, Turtle Island is America. You got some people saying Turtle Island is Tortuga, you know. But you really want to know what Turtle Island is? Turtle Island is the ancient conception of the cosmos. And particularly, the island is the earth that we live on. All right, so Earth is just a section of the cosmos, which means what the ancients called the cosmos was the primordial sea. And within that primordial sea, they said set Turtle Island. And in Hindu, they call it Jambudvipa. It is an island in the center of the earth where all of the ancient ancestors said humans originated from, and we all will go back to that place either upon death or in our lifetime, because the ancients frequently traveled to the place where all compasses are pointing us to. Now, if you look at this screen in front of you, I made a collage because it's easier to teach with collages. In fact, the reason people go to college is really to learn with collages. This is one of the most ancient ways of teaching. It's called collage, and that became college. So you just learned something there. You see, and I'm enjoying me a beer. And I'm going to tell you something. The true college is the collage of nature that we call the flower of life. And that's what we're going to be talking about here today, because what you're looking at on the screen in the top right corner of this collage is the Hindu cosmos, or the Hindu version of Turtle Island. And as you can see, it looks just like a turtle. To the left of it is the ancient Native American version, of course, of Turtle Island. And to the left of that turtle is the symbol of Earth. It looked like a steering wheel. This is what we see on all the churches. We see the circular window with the cross in it. So this became Jesus as well. Really, there's only one cosmic code. There's only one truth to nature. And all the symbols and religions and spiritualities around the world are plagiarizations of that one truth that once connected all of us, but now it divides all of us today. So this video is an attempt for me to give you back the ancient truth. Shout out the root words. And root words, do me a favor, brother. Do me a favor, root words. Stop typing so much and just listen to me, my brother. Because what I'm about to teach you in this video, my brother, is some stuff you never heard. And I guarantee you never heard it. So if you don't have cognitive dissonance, and if you get out of your emotions, and if you just say, okay, bro Sanchez, let's see what you're talking about, you will have a great day today. Other than that, root words, you know, you're really embarrassing yourself in the chat room trying to teach while I'm trying to teach. Now, root words, do me a favor. I'm going to ask you one more time. Chill out, man. Just listen and learn. And I will go live tonight, and we'll let you up on a panel to talk. You don't have to be typing these novels, bro. Type what you want. You're a mod. You my dude. I fucks with you. Hey, Feathers Up movement. This ain't no, beef. This is me correcting you, and you should want the truth, you know. So root words, I will get you on the panel tonight, and I promise you that. I want to see what you got to come with, because you know you somebody that I respect, my brother. Everybody know Root Word's been rocking with us for a minute, been a moderator over here, and he's an Aboriginal who fucks with the flat earth. He don't agree with everything I teach, of course, but we're going to get him up here. Like I told you, I will let people debate me. Now, people stay with me, because I'm finna get into this Turtle Island thing, and I'm about to go deep, and we got a lot to talk about. Now, you want to debate, save it, because I will open up the debates later. Now, let's get into this. Now, when we see the circle on top of the cross, the circle represented the sun gods. That was a symbol of that became the sun to a lot of the sun worshiping Greeks and Egyptians. And so the sun on the cross is also Jesus nailed to a cross, but Jesus is a personification of the circular sun. So in the top left corner, we can see why that symbol is on damn near every church. Now, beneath that one in the bottom left corner, somebody said, I'm going to try to not look at the chat because I don't want people distracting from my presentation. But if you guys want me to kind of respond to the trolls a little bit, hit 1. If you want me to ignore the trolls, shut the chat off and just do my presentation, hit 2. I'm going to let y'all decide that right quick. I'm going to let y'all decide that before we go any further. All right, I'm shutting my chat down on my end. You guys can still talk, but I can't see the chat. That way no trolls can distract me, because we 15 minutes in now and I'm still trying to go down this whole collage. All right, let me pick up where I left off. So in the top left corner, we get that sun on the cross is circle on the cross, personified as Jesus on the cross as well. And you see this on all the churches. Now beneath that, in the bottom left corner, we have an Egyptian, a celestial wheel. You know how like the Mayans got the Mayan calendar? This is the Egyptians' form of the Mayan calendar. And what it is basically what's called a heavenly cow. And this is from the Temple of Dendera. This is actually a zodiac at the Temple of Dendera in Egypt in the bottom left corner. And what you're seeing, basically the Temple of Dendera is dedicated to the cow goddess Hathor. I want you to write that down in your notebooks if you're taking notes with me. The Temple of Dendera is dedicated to the cow goddess Hathor. That's going to be important as we move on later into this thing. So this Egyptian zodiac, and remember when you say zodiac, you're dealing with animals. Zodiac, zo is the root word of zoo. And there's another god called Zorro. Zorro was a popular religion because that religion was all about Zorro, let's say Zootites, and the zodiac, using animals to track the stars, which is very simple. Even the hieroglyphs show you how this turned into actually writing form. Now, when you look up at the constellations, the best way to track those things was to look at them as animals. And I've learned that to be true myself. If you look up at all them stars in the sky and you say, okay, we need a way to organize this and map this out, a way to look at this so that we can track it. So they came up with zootites and different clusters they saw as different animals, and that's how your zodiac became made up of a different bunch of animals, or a zoo. Your zodiac is basically a zodiac. It's a zoo. Okay, so that's why we're talking about animals today. We're going to be talking about turtles and snakes and cows, because the ancients used animals to reconnect themselves with the source. They studied animals and they saw how animals interacted in nature, and they had developed a language that was synced to the animal and the concept of the animal in which it embodied. They incorporated into their spiritual sciences in the form of zootypes, and that became an entire spirituality that was called Zoroastrianism, or Zoro, whatever you call it, the worship of Zorro, which is basically the worship of the zodiac, the zootypes, in the form of a deity called Zorro. We'll talk about Zorro on future streams. Now, in the bottom left corner, this zodiac in the temple of Dendera is dedicated to the cow goddess of Thor. And one thing we want to point about this Egyptian zodiac in the bottom left corner is that as above, so below. The way the ground is made is the way the sky is made. All right, so all the ocean waters spins around the North Pole, just like all the cosmic ocean waters, meaning the celestial spheres, the stars, the wandering stars, the ether. What spins the ether is the North Pole. And that North Pole not only spins the stars around it and the sun and moon around it, it also recycles and spins all of the waters of the ocean around this point of singularity. That's what you see in the bottom middle image. That's a Mercator's map depiction of the 4 continents surrounding the North Pole. This will also tie into Brother Panic's nonsense. When they started talking about the Wizard of Oz, they didn't really go in deep with it. They didn't pull up the Wizard of Oz map, but I'll be pulling up that Wizard of Oz map, and I'll be correcting Brother Panic and his madness, what he done on Sarnetta TV, as well as continuing on to school these aboriginals and ruffle their feathers, respectfully. Now, we're looking at the bottom row, middle picture. That's a Mercator's map, and if you look at the continent in the bottom right corner, it's the land of the pygmy. So my question is the pygmy lying about where they from? Because the pygmy said they come from a continent near the North Pole. That's what the pygmy say to this day. And the pygmy is one of the oldest tribes in Africa, and they do not agree with the out of Africa theory. They said we all come from the North Pole, and they teach about a ripple effect concept. So that's what we're looking at now. If you look at all of these symbols like a rock dropped into the primordial waters of Nu, creating a ripple effect, we are the effect. The cause was the source. You are the effect. Okay, plain and simple. So I'm syncing all of these images together before we move any further. And the image in the bottom right corner is from a very rich cathedral. We know these Christians got multi-million-dollar churches, but architecture tells us a story. And throughout this series, we'll be looking closely at ancient architecture as well as modern architecture so that we can connect the past with the future and show you how it all ties together. Now, we're 20 minutes into the lecture at this time. And if you will, guys, give me just 1 minute. All right, I'm back, everybody. Sorry about that. Um, like I was saying, in the bottom right corner, what we see is a Skynet. If you don't understand what the Skynet system is all about and the ancient seven heaven concept that the Christians had, then go to my channel, Bro Sanchez TV, and watch that presentation. I won't go into it here. Basically, there are said to be seven planes of existence, and each one of them have their own heaven or atmosphere, right? And as you can see in the bottom right corner, concentric circles representing those seven heavens. This is the same thing that's being taught in Islam as well. And like I said, watch that presentation on Bro Sanchez TV about electromagnetism and the seven heavens, and it'll blow your mind about what I'm telling you here. What I put that image on a collage was to show you how everything is everything. The sky is the ground. The celestial luminaries spiral around the pupil of that eyeball, which is the pole, the North Pole. That's why firemen slide down the pole. This fire is the spark of light, life, consciousness. The spark of the Most High speaking onto the primordial sea, that vibrating, that voice vibrating the waters is what caused this ripple effect called life. So life is literally a song, and the present moment is being sung into existence. You know, it's a frequency. It's a constant wave we're riding that we call life. And what this collage shows you is how all of the wandering stars above us spiral around the North Pole, like how you wrap lights around a Christmas tree. Look at the picture in the bottom right corner. That's how we wrap lights around a Christmas tree. Think of a spiral staircase. That's how the sun and moon spirals around the North Pole, and in a carousel type pattern, like a Christmas tree. As it goes up, it goes closer to the pole. As it goes down, it spreads out further away, making a triangle type pattern. So when we say carousel, if you take the C off, you will get the word arousal, because this Christmas tree is actually the Egyptian obelisk, which is an arousal or a tent, a pyramid. It looks like a boner or someone is aroused. So it became the symbol of phallus worship and fertility to show amongst males. But prior to that, it was always the triangle signified the vagina. Okay, so the triangle can be the vagina. In its original conception, that's exactly what it was. It was the great mother, the delta. All right, and that triangle symbolized the mother's vagina. Today, that triangle symbolizes a boner. And you got the Washington Monument and the obelisk in Egypt. And if you look in the top right corner of this collage, that tower that you see coming out of the middle of that circle is the obelisk in Egypt. All the obelisks around the world, but it's also all of the step pyramids around the world. And this is also the Tower of Babel. This is all the North Pole, people, and we need to know this before we go further, because I got more images for you. Okay, so let's get this collage in our head first, because now we're about to go to a slideshow to show you that this is all Turtle Island, you aboriginals. But as I show you how this is Turtle Island, I'm also giving you the esoteric truth and science behind the workings of the cosmos. So let's continue and do that at this time. Now that we got this collage in our head, let's focus our attention here to this slideshow. What I've done here is I arranged some videos with slideshows, and we're just going to let it play through. We're going to look at the pictures. I really need you to pay attention to the slides, and then I'm going to pause and build as we go. Let's get it. Okay, this is, and first of all, before we go to the next picture, this is simply a Native American indigenous conception of Turtle Island. This is Turtle Island artwork, basically. If you grew up on one of the reservations where they still teaching this stuff, But you know, all of the Indian reservations teach that Turtle Island is North America. They're corrupted just like the Aboriginals because it was them that seeded the nonsense. All of those chiefs over them reservations had been sold out to the United Nations and changed their science to fit the damn evolutionary theory. So understand that even the chiefs and Indians and that was on this land sold out just like the princes and the kings and queens in Africa. It was everybody sold out to the New World Order, people. And I'll be showing you later how Native American indigenous culture worship the pharaoh in their own way. And it's going to blow you away. They worship the phallus in the form of Kokopelli, which was just their version of Narmer. But like I said, we'll get into that later. Let's stay on subject. What you looking at now is just the native conception of Turtle Island. This is typical art. Again, if you look on the turtle back, you can see the Great Crossing. That Great Crossing is why we call it a compass. Everything must cross that point. Everything must come past that point in order to ascend to the highest of heavens. That's the gateway. So when you look at the root word of compassion, you cannot come past that gateway without compassion. And you basically will just get recycled if you do not enter the eye. You will fall around the edges and a vortex will pick you back up like a cyclone. So understand that the middle point of the magnetic energy field, because that's what the tortoise represent, the Taurus field, and we'll be talking about that later. I'm gonna crawl before I walk with y'all. Okay, let's just look at the basics now. We know we're dealing with magnetism. We know this is an ancient way of personifying magnetism. They just did it in the form of a turtle, which is one of the oldest zoo types and deities on earth. Did y'all know that? That the turtle is one of the most oldest and worshipped deities on earth. Yes. So if you look on this turtle's back, you can see the swastika, because this is what Hitler was telling you about, that vortex at the North Pole. When they talk about Vamanas, they talk about UFOs and all of that crap, but that's pseudoscience to lead you astray, and we'll be getting into that in the future as well. This turtle shell became a UFO flying saucer, and I'll be showing y'all how that worked, like I said, later. So as you look at this image, understand that a lot is being said in this simple art. This is cosmology at its finest level in a way that you can interpret it to kids and then turn around and get deep with it and talk about magnetism with adults. So this take you from kindergarten to 12th grade in one image. So the ancestors didn't have a bunch of different classes. They had one universal science that connected the past with the future, that connected the child with the senior, the adult with the teenager, because you can pull this picture out and teach it to a child, but then you can take this same picture and talk about electromagnetism and it'll work just fine, how they got the turtle back laid out. These different points represent the different magnetic ley lines that are formed around basically, a magnetic energy field look like a bird cage. And each of these little arches represents a band where this spiral type slinky wraps around to form a donut. And I know that's kind of hard for you to picture right now. Don't worry, I'm going to get to images later to show you exactly what that looked like and how it relate to Turtle Island, and even how the turtle get its name from the Taurus field. Earth is called terra firma, and that's because Earth is a Taurus field that became the tortoise. All right, the tortoise was the representative of the Taurus field, and I'll be showing you that before basically the Taurus field existed before the word turtle. Now let me say that again so y'all don't confuse me. The turtle always been here as an animal, but the turtle gets its name when the ancestors started to use it as a zoo type. Okay? So I don't know what the turtle was called before it was called the turtle, But what we do know is when the ancestors started calling this animal a turtle, it was when this animal became the foundation of their spirituality, and they used the sacred geometry of this animal to personify it with a torus field. So they named it a turtle because it became the personification of the torus and another expression of terra firma, being the earth. And I just showed you in this collage that the symbol of earth is a turtle. Looks like a circle with a cross on it, just like the back of a turtle. And that's how the ancestors looked at this. So let me go back to this because I don't know why it's always blacking out on me. Boom, bam, boom. So now that we understand that this is science and not just beautiful turtles drawn on quilt, we understand that the ancients were advanced and that these animals were spiritual meanings, science meaning, scientific meanings, biological meanings, and basically you can sync this one cosmic code to every aspect of life, and we'll be doing the best we can to do that here today. So now I'm gonna go to the next image now that we got an understanding of this turtle art and how it relates to the cosmos. What you're looking at here is, again, if you ever go inside of a cathedral, this particular cathedral is a very rich cathedral, and I think it's somewhere in London. I wish I would have got the name of it for you. But the ceiling in this thing is a stained glass ceiling. And if you look at that, that's some intricate art, buddy. You got to give them props. I mean, that's beautiful. That's beautiful art. That's beautiful stuff. But what we're looking at, again, let's flip back to our collage. We're looking at the Egyptian zodiac. The Egyptian zodiac, excuse me, guys, the Egyptian zodiac in the bottom left corner. That was the Egyptians' way of keeping a track of the Skynet and how it turns around the North Pole. Now, these are some words we want to keep in mind. T-E-R, T-I-R, and T-U-R in etymology all relates to the torus field or the torus field. So T-O-R, T-I-R, T-E-R, basically T, put any vowel in between T and R, and it becomes a sacred etymological word that relates to the torus field. And for example, I'll show you what I mean. T-U-R is the root word of turn, and that's what the sky does. It turns around the North Pole. And when I told you that it's a big carousel, a big carousel, if you take the C off, it becomes arousal. And when you say arousal, the root word of arousal is aura. A-R-O-U is arousal or aura. So we're talking about the human biofield, which is the human's aura. And basically the earth is a giant auric field, a giant electromagnetic auric field or toric field, creating torque. Remember I told you T-O-R, T-E-R, T-I-R. When you create torque, you get a turning. So there go your T-I-R, T-O-R, T-U-R. When you say story, you're talking about a building because this represents the Tower of Babel, which was a couple of stories high to the heavens. The only building that reached to the heavens is the North Pole Tower. And you see the T-O-R in the word story. Basically, the sky is being stirred. And if you take the S off stir, you get tur. And that's why we call it disturbance. It's a beautiful disturbance. All right. When they talk about Ma'at calming the waters of chaos, the waters of chaos is the great steering wheel or the great disturbance. The root word of disturbance is stir. It's a stirring that's creating a ripple effect pattern on those waters. So think of a lake. And if you drop a water into that lake, you have a disturbance, a beautiful ripple effect pattern that we call life or an ecosystem, which is a voice that started all of this when it said, let there be life. It spoke that into existence upon a primordial seed, which is a seed that reflects back your will to you. And your will is represented by the image you see in front of you. So the cosmic will is the heart. You are fulfilling the desires of your heart. So to program your reality is to program your heart. That is the cyclops, the all-seeing eye, the magnetic vortex that binds the crown chakra to the root chakra. This is the cosmic boulevard. The heart chakra is where all of these chakras come together and they kind of meet up like a crossroads. Just like this image show you. Bone Thugs and Harmony said, see you at the crossroads. This is the eye in the sky. In the Greek world, it became a cyclops. This is the Masonic universe with the 4 pillars beneath the all-seeing eye of Ra, the illuminated eye on your dollar. So if you look on your dollar, there's a capstone with 1 eye on it. That 1 eye you see right here in the middle of this image. You notice that point of singularity, that 1 eye sits above 4-pointed foundation, represented by the 4 pillars you see here. And later I'm going to show you that this is indeed the Masonic conception of the cosmos. Why are the Masonics teaching this for their cosmology, but giving you the globe to dumb you down? The globe is a hypnotization spiral that takes you away from the true science and plugs you into space programming. And what it does is put space in between you and the source. And I'll be showing you how that works as we move on. Excuse me. So I want you to look at this image because you got 4 pillars and then you got an all-seeing eye or a dome surrounding those 4 pillars. In Egyptian, this is Nut bent over with her 2 arms and 2 legs touching the ground. And that doggone hole, this pupil, this all-seeing eye, is the part of her back where there's the most tension in the arch. Okay? Tension. All the tension rests right here to support the entire structure. So as you look at this, think about Nut and Gab. Nut bent over. If you was up on the Nut, this is what you would see if you were Gab. So every time you walk inside of a cathedral, you assume the position of Gab. All right, everything is cosmology. Every time you walk in a cathedral, you put on a giant helmet because the church itself shaped like a dome. And later I'll be showing you why I say you're putting on a giant helmet. Just stay with me and remember that I will come back and tie that into something else later. Now, as you look at this cathedral image, I want you to tie it into here, how you got 4 corners cloaked in a dome. Same thing with the turtle. The turtle's arms and legs are the 4 points or the 4 continents surrounding a magnetic mountain called Meru. That magnetic mountain is what pitches the tent, okay, that we call the cosmos, is a tent. And it was depicted as a turtle, and all of this science I'm giving you was lost. So as I try to give it to you back, I show you that collage, and then I show you this crap, how you walk inside of a church and you give the reverence to Christ, but they ain't teaching you about free energy, Tesla devices, things that can empower a village so that it can be independent and don't need a government. See, this is more than just you praying for a blessing. If you look at the sacred geometry that the church using and incorporate it into the sciences, you won't have to pay no government or pray for no power, because you can create power just like Nikola Tesla did, literally. Okay? You're a slave because you don't have the knowledge that will put you on a level of your boss, of your oppressor. That's what I'm giving you now. It's one thing to talk about secret societies, is another thing to expose the secret. So listen, every Christian, every religious person is a practicing Mason, and they don't even know it because everything is based on occult science. But when you see what that occult science is, just a plagiarization of ancient spirituality, we can reclaim our greatness by exposing that which the occult hid and giving the glory back to the ancients, shedding the light on the true teachings on what they really wanted us to know, besides all of this religious division that creates wars. So now we're going to move on and go in some more on Turtle Island. And we're doing this from a sacred geometrical perspective. As you can see, everything I'm showing you looks like a turtle. So there's a method to my madness. Those with eyes can see what I'm doing. All right. Now at this time, unfortunately, I'm going to take another 15-second break, and then we're going to go to the next slide. The reason I got to do this because I got children in my house. I got stuff going on. Hold up a minute. So again, this was all personified as a cow too, as well as a turtle. And when it was personified as a cow, it was called Hathor. Remember, Tor is for tortoise or Torafield or for turbo, that which gives you wings. When you say turbo, you got T-U-R, or this is tertiary science, meaning it's Trinitarian knowledge. All right, when you say torque, that's what the Statue of Liberty holds, the torque. But torque is really a concept in science that allows you to create energy out of thin air. Once you understand magnetism, you'll know how to create torque. All right, and that's all everything is just propulsion. And we say the ancients wanted to know what propelled the ether, what was spinning the ether. And they came to the conclusion of electromagnetism. And that's what I'm giving you back, the real science now, the science that got Nikola Tesla killed. And what I'm giving you is the science that make people become terrorists. Notice the root word terror, T-E-R, all of this stuff was cursed. So it was once revered as the holy cow, but they cursed the bull. And I'll show you symbolism of those people slaying the bull and cursing the bull in their religious art later. Now let's continue. Let's go to the next slide. Turtle Island Explained Live. So here again is just a Mercator map image. This is Hitler's swastika. This is the Jesuit cross, the Garvey cross. There's only one secret that all of these institutions are hiding from you, and that's the shape of the earth, because the shape of the earth is really an ancient symbol, which happens to be a patent to a device that shows you how to create perpetual energy or endless energy, free energy. In other words, y'all, energy is free. And there's no scarcity with energy. Nature's byproduct is energy. It's a waste of nature. You just have to have the device to tap into it. But for years, since we've been born, for like the past 7,000 years, we've been in a dark age. So they have been hiding from us the knowledge on how to create the device to power a village. And they've been selling you energy you got to pay energy companies and everything you got to pay for, because they traded the true currency into money. And that's another subject. So when you understand, right, that the true currency is the knowledge of magnetism, because you wouldn't need money if you knew how to just create that which you needed at your own will. That's what this represents. This is the foundation of all technology, folks, what I'm giving you here. And when you look at this, this is what the North Pole looked like. This is what they're hiding you. They took this off of the maps, people. So our earth is a giant battery. And again, if you look at the word battery, it's ba dealing with the soul, and ter dealing with T-E-R-T-R-R, terra firma, battery. It's a batter. All right, battery. And what you got to realize is that if you were looking at the top of this, is what I'm gonna do real quick. Hold up a second, people. Hold on. I'm going to do this for you. If you look at a battery from the top, you will see what our earth is. People, this is a ripple effect. And a ripple is a nipple. A ripple is a nipple. And see, this is where power come from. So as I show you this, I want you to think about the Madonna and child that the ancients revered. They had the man sucking on a giant lady nipple. That's deeper than just, hey man, when you're a baby, you need your mama breast milk to grow up. No, that was cosmic science. The Madonna and child represent how all things on earth draw their energy from Mount Meru, or the North Pole, where all compasses point. That's the Tower of Babel. And when they tore it down, that's a symbolic way of saying that we hid the knowledge of magnetism and put everybody in an ignorant sleep, where now they paying energy companies for one of the most basic truths that was in the ancient world. Everyone knew this, even children. Even an ancient child wouldn't pay an energy company. Tesla wasn't a genius. He was a genius in our time. In the ancient world, he would have been a normal person. This was normal knowledge. All right, so the earth is a giant battery, and the North Pole is the tip of that battery, or the nip of that battery. Do your etymology. The tipple is the nipple, is also the ripple. So a breast is a ripple effect, just like the earth. So Mother Earth is a giant breast. So now when you look at the Madonna and child, you need to realize that you're looking at Mother Earth feeding all the life on the earth plane from the North Pole nipple. That Cyclops, all-seeing eye. That's what's spinning around the sun and moon, and we're the gifts under this tree. Okay, and here's the tree of life depicted as a magnetic mountain in Mercator's map. And this map ain't no joke, people. It's a real map that people was using for years to navigate the North Pole area until they deleted this and locked it off. So the UN treaty is about hiding this place from you. No one can go here today because they got everybody believing they're on a globe. Because if everybody believing they on a globe, then how can you create free energy on a globe? Meaning, you can't draw energy from, when you look at the global system, it's founded upon scarcity. Everything is on a little blue ball. There's not enough food. There's not enough energy because you're on a little blue ball. Therefore, we got to go to other worlds to find more energy and resources because we stuck on a little blue ball. Ain't enough here. The ancients said the earth is an infinite plane and all compasses point to the center of that plane where it all started would be the nipple of the all-seeing eye. This is CBS symbol. Okay. So I'm going to keep on going with this, and as I move forward into this, I'll go deeper and deeper. Here's the Mayan tree of life, the Mayan cosmos. As you can see, is Nut and Geb, but instead of Geb, they just got an earth plane right here in the middle. This is also the Vesica Pisces. This is what you would get if you take two circles and bind them together in the 50% at the middle. It'll be like the MasterCard symbol, but turned vertically. It'll look like this. And what'll be in the middle is a football shape. This is what they call the serpent eye. Now, a lot of people on YouTube talking about the reptilian eye, the serpent eye, and man, you need to be scared. These people are corrupting ancient science. This is beautiful stuff that they're turning into spookism. The tree of life was called a serpent of life because, of course, the serpent was wrapped around the tree. So the serpent on the tree, the serpent of life, the tree of life, the serpent tree of life, however you want to call it. You see it right here, and you see those four corners at the base of the tree because we are the gift that the tree created. The tree is Ma'at, the goddess, with her arms raised in the middle of the earth. She gave birth to the four races of man, what they call it, at the center of the earth. One of those races were the pygmy. The races had nothing to do with color. They had everything to do with size. The four races that was created were giants, dwarfs, animals, and mediums. Giants come in all colors. Animals come in all colors. Midgets come in all colors. And regular medium people like most of us come in all colors. So the four original races didn't have nothing to do with color, because the Most High created everything in all colors. And to say that the Most High didn't is to limit the Most High and say, damn, we got color TVs, but the Most High couldn't create color. The Most High created color for grass, color for flowers, and all that. But the Most High had to start off on some black and white primitive shit to create humans, like black and white TV. All the different diversity we see in reality was created in the beginning. It didn't have to evolve to become diverse. You're limiting God, and that's blasphemy. So when we're talking about the original four races that was created from the point of singularity, that's the Elohim, born from El. See, what I'm teaching you is elementary, meaning people learned this when they was young in the mental. About El. We'll be talking to you about this, because when you talk about the turtle, the LE is really EL. You don't say turtly. The English language hide a lot of truth from you. Like when you say turtle, it's really TURTEL, because this is synced to a god called El, which represents Saturn. And Saturn is a god with a bunch of rings around him. And that's what you see here in these conceptions. You see the turtle back got all the rings around it. See the North Pole got all the rings around it. You see when you on Google Hangouts how your avatar have a lot of rings around it when you talking. It's the vibration of life coming from the source. Now let's go back here. This is what the Mayans was telling you, that the source created the four races. And the four races was created diverse, meaning they came in all shades, but what the Most High created was the different variations of those shades. When we talk about size, you got dwarfs, midgets, what we call them. You got mediums, which is regular size humans like me and most of y'all. And you got giants. All right, then you got animals. Those are the four original. And when I say animals, that'll mean insects and everything. All right. Those four seeds of the Most High, those four different variations of consciousness was separated from source, from above. Everything exists is an expression of the one true source, meaning everything that exists is the Most High having experience as that which is looking through those two eyes. You know, so the Most High having an experience called Bro Sanchez, Most High having an experience called, Martin Luther King, Most High having an experience as a rose at the same time, having an experience as a caterpillar at the same time, having an experience as a cloud, and Most High is a part of everything in its creation, and it's conscious through, and it's conscious of its creation through you. So you're not experiencing this reality alone. The Most High experiences this reality through you. So if you have a bad day, the Most High is having a bad day as you. But if your mama having a good day, well, the Most High having a good day too as your mama. The Most High experienced this reality through every conscious thing in this reality. It can't be separated from its creation. Now, you may think you have an individual experience, but the Most High experience everything you experience. When you happy, when you sad, and it takes in the weight of the world on its back. That's became Jesus on the cross, and you can see this is the cross. So all of the pain of the world, all of the pollution of the world gets recycled right here at the sacred bird of heaven. That crossroads is a big vortex that recycles everything. That's a hyperboloid at the center of a magnetic energy field. And that's where renewal take place. And we'll be talking more about that in a minute. about the hyperbolic universe and how the hyperboloid allows for recreation and newness. This very moment is a recycling of the previous one. Nothing is wasted. The past becomes the future because everything is recycled. That's why they said history repeats itself. Now let's continue on with the slides, because the Mayans giving you the knowledge here that everyone else was giving you. And what the Mayans is giving you is Turtle Island. So, make no mistake about it. We still teaching you about Turtle Island, but we got to go deep with this now. So this is Turtle Island because the island is right here. Let me show you the island. Right here, you see that island around the North Pole, a 4-continent island? That was in a lot of ancient artwork. Y'all just can't ignore this stuff. All the ancients was on the same page. That's why I make collages to take you to college. So when you look at this Mayan conception, it's the same thing. All right, you Aboriginals, don't you respect the Maya? And the Maya was teaching the same thing that Dogon was teaching, because this was personified as Yemaya and the Dogon in Africa. So how you even get the word Maya is from a goddess named Yemaya or Yemaya. Yemaya is Yemaya. And the Mayans were people who understood the knowledge of Yemaya. So they call themselves Mayans, but they really were Yemayans. They were Yemayans. They were Yemayans. Like how you got Himalayan people, you had Yemayan people, meaning the goddess Yemaya. That became the Mayans. The Mayans were the Yemayans. They also worship the goddess Yemaya. So I will be going into that, syncing all that together. All of the ancients was on the same page, people. Now let's go ahead and move on. There you go. Right there is a Turtle Island figure found in Mesoamerica. These little figurines is part of the Stone Age cultures. So we're going back here now. We're going back now. We just want to make no mistakes about that. And what you see on this turtle's back is a diamond. That's the same diamond that Illuminati puppets like Jay-Z be throwing up. Dynasty. Yeah, that's the same diamond that was on Queen Diambe's headdress. She's a Jesuit. What you're looking at on this turtle's back is the Jesuit cross. The Jesuit cross is a plagiarization of our ancestral spirituality. Let me get a 1 in the chat room if you feeling this and this is resonate with your soul. We in a time of awakening. When you look at the back of this turtle, you see the 4 continents around it, just like we see here with our collage. Now let's move on. Now, this is a Jain cosmology. If you don't know about the ancient Jain people or Jainism, these are the people that predate Buddhism. There will not be no Buddhism without Jainism. So Buddha is a man. But before the Buddhists went patriarchal, they worshiped the goddess and they were called Jainism. It was called Jainism. And at the center of their cosmos was not a fat man, it was a pregnant lady. So understand that Buddha represents homosexuality, because most people don't know the secret of Buddha, that Buddha is a pregnant man. Yes, Buddha is a pregnant man. Because the reason he's a pregnant man is because when the ancient Asians transferred and went to patriarchal concept with the man ruling, they just turned the pregnant mother goddess into a man. And when they turned the pregnant mother goddess to a man, they called it Buddha. But what Buddha represent, the name Buddha represent the budding of a flower. It represents a woman's belly budding outward like a flower. Buddha is butter, right? Because all flowers are buds that bloom like a pregnant belly. So Buddha represents the budding or fertility as a man. And again, that's homosexuality. All the ancients were matriarchal, and they had the mother goddess at the center of their cosmos, pregnant with the seed of life. That's Geb inside of Nut. When you see Nut bent over Geb, that's the Egyptian way of having a pregnant mother at the center of the earth. All right, and we'll be looking more into that as we go on. So just remember that the mother goddess was a pregnant woman at the center of the earth, revering childbirth, and that pregnant woman became Buddha when Jainism was turned into Buddhism. So understand how vast the New World Order programming was. We talking about the New World Order, not the New Section Order. This was a widespread epidemic of patriarchy and crusades forced on the people to abandon their ancient ways of the Great Mother. So let's continue to the next slide. And as you can see here, before we continue, this Jainism cosmos is a battery. People, this is where you get your power from. This is where you get your spiritual power from, mental power from, biological power from, economic power from, because once you learn how to generate power literally on all them levels, you independent. You your own source of emanation. You illuminated now. Meaning you ain't got to get your flame lit from someone that's illuminated. You now your own power source. You can light other people torches now. And that's what this science is all about, what I'm giving you. When you say Saturn, the word turn, Saturn. When you say Saturn, it's Saturn. Remember, this is the turning of the cosmic sea, the turning of the human auric field around your very body, because you're a microcosm of what the earth is. You're a miniature Saturn. All right, and this is what the Jainism and all of the other ancients was telling us. Aboriginals, it's time for you to wake up. I'm giving too much knowledge for y'all to ignore me and continue with the fake Turtle Island movement. Now let's continue with the next slide. Okay, this is just the collage that we have on the screen. No need to talk about it. All right, this one right here is, again, more Mesoamerican art that blows the fake Turtle Island movement out the water. This is what I want all my out of Africa people to do. All my people out there that's been trying to debunk the ABOS, use this against them. Because I've been trying to wake them brothers up and they won't listen to me, and they keep going with this fake Turtle Island movement. So all of my out of Africa brothers out there, and listen, I'm gonna come out to y'all next too, because y'all should be waking up too. Talking about some we come from out of Africa. That's a lie. I'm showing you here we all come from the North Pole. That's what all the ancients said, and that's where all the compasses point to. No compass is pointing to no Africa or no America or no Tortuga. Now listen to me, Aboriginals, you got a lot to learn. Now I paid my dues. I got the right to be up here popping shit like this. Look at my research. Ain't nobody doing this but me. Now listen, Turtle Island isn't no concept that's linked to a particular island or a continent. This artwork proves what I'm saying is right, because you mean to tell me these people carved this damn turtle to pay homage to America or to pay homage to some island near Haiti? Hell no. For you to go through that much work of carving that, it has to be something deeper than just some goddamn land. Maybe it's something deeper, like who created the damn land you standing on? The source. So the turtle is a personification of the Most High. Like I told you previously, the turtle is one of the oldest deities in the ancient world, representing the earth and the cosmos and the magnetic energy field, which is the source. Okay, so this don't have nothing to do with no geographic locations. This represents the entire earth, as I'm showing you in this collage. ABOS. And to the left of this image is, again, the turtle lifting up the cosmos on his back. So what you got, and this is another way you can look at this, is just say this turtle is Geb laying down. And this is Shu raising his arms. And here go Nut right here going around it. So this is just another conception of flat earth cosmology, and I'll be showing you more of this later when you look at the Hindu conceptions and all of that. So the people in Asia was connected with the people over here on this land, and that's why we talk about the Asiatic black man, which was the serpent man. But you don't understand why you was the serpent man, because you understood the knowledge of the serpent, which was wrapped around the tree of life. That's what I'm giving you now. The knowledge of the Kundalini coiled up upon the spine is the same knowledge Nikola Tesla used to take the power away from half of the United States. That's how powerful this is. The Tesla Tower hit a switch and took away everybody's power in the country for a couple of hours. And he didn't cut their shit back on till he got ready, just to prove to the government, I am God. I can hit a switch that can transfer the signal through the ether and cut your damn computer off right now. That's what why Tesla got killed. He knew so much about the workings of the earth, he was building technology to manipulate the elements. They took that technology, they now manipulate the elements through geoengineering and etc. and sell you power. And they tell you that the power come from fossil fuels, and they got these dummies walking around thinking that that these cities is powered from dead dinosaurs. Let me tell y'all some esoteric knowledge. The world is not powered by dead dinosaurs. The world is powered by toroidal flow, electromagnetic energy. And that's what this turtle represents. So when they talk about the world is powered by dead dinosaurs, it's an esoteric joke on you, because the dead dinosaur is the dead knowledge. The turtle is the dinosaur. The serpent, the reptilian creatures that represented this magnetic torus field became reptilian creatures. And all of these zoo types became the dinosaurs, all of them reptilian creatures, turtles and crocodiles and alligators and serpents. All of them symbols was the symbols that represented magnetism, free energy. They corrupted all of them symbols and cursed them to keep you away from generating energy. The serpent people were the people who powered their villages with the goddamn Tesla coils. This science became spookism, people. So when they said we power our world off dead dinosaurs, they esoterically telling you the truth. Our world is powered by the elites using the ancient secrets of magnetism against us. So it is powered by dead dinosaurs. The reason them dinosaurs dead, because we forgot that all of these serpent animals and zoo types will allow us to power our own houses and villages and be independent. We ignorant now. Since we don't know this ancient truth, people sell you energy. Energy propels the world. So if you can't live off grid, if you can't create your own energy systems, the ancients had their own energy systems. When they dumbed the ancestors down, they corrupted the sciences, and now you buy energy, and all the symbols that the ancients used to create their own energy systems became corrupted today, and we misinterpret them today. So the dead dinosaurs powering the earth has some truth to it. All of those dinosaurs are the reptilian deities that gave us the code of the cosmos and allowed us to create free energy. So they power the earth on those ancient secrets and Tesla knowledge. And they tell you that they power the earth off dead dinosaurs because you forgot the truth. So them dinosaurs dead, and when they become resurrected, we can go back to the age where the dinosaurs ruled. And the dinosaurs were the ancients who ruled with these creatures, these reptilian creatures and turtles and crocodiles like Sobek. This was all magnetism, and our ancestors ruled the world because they was the only ones who understood how to create free energy. This is Tesla coils and shit, personified as animals. If you look at this ain't shit but a Tesla coil, personified as a turtle and some more shit. But it's a Tesla coil. This was the ancient way of doing science. And they did it this way so that the science can ascend all levels, the child and the adult. Symbolism is the true college. When you take away the symbolism, the knowledge is no longer universal. It's now occult. And people sell it to you with high tuition fees. And you still never get to the level to own an energy company or power your own village. No matter how many degrees you get. Because knowledge is power, but what knowledge? Is serpent knowledge, what I'm giving you now. And it ain't got shit to do with yes, it has everything to do with your spinal cord and kundalini, but what I'm teaching about now, I'm not going there yet. I'm talking about applicable power. You going out in your backyard, making a generator and saying, fuck it, I'm not even paying my power company no more, because it's people out there that's powering they goddamn computers with lemons. Look up fruit batteries and you will see how energy is literally a byproduct of nature, but we pay for it and work for it and slave for it because we forgot this knowledge that I'm giving you. And it's all what can be revealed through studying these animals like the turtle, the serpent. The ancients connected with nature to understand how the ether was turning. What was turning the sun and moon around. And they said, we figured that out. We can find out how to cut the lights on down here, baby. Because as above, so below. If the light's on in heaven, why should we be walking around in the dark on earth? So when the ancestors start studying what's turning the lights around in heaven, what's spinning the lights, they found out AC and DC energy transfers. And they started to cut the lights on out here, baby, and the party began. Let there be light, goddammit. The ancestors who they calling cavemen had villages with light, man, electric light. They are lying to y'all. They're lying to y'all. They corrupted the timelines. Our ancestors built cities like we building them today. History just repeating itself. You in a matrix. Now let's move on to the next one. Turtle Island Explained live. What we're looking at now is the Hunapku. And the Hunapku is one of the ancient symbols in the Asian world as well as Polynesia and Hawaii. Most all your islanders, this is their symbol of the cosmos. But what are we looking at? This is the same thing we see in the bottom left corner with the Egyptian zodiac. All right, this is the Hunapku. This is the Mayan cosmic wheel, or what they're ignorantly calling the Mayan sun calendar. It's the Mayan cosmos, or the Hunapku. Now, why is it called a Hunapku? Because the root word HU is linked to an animal god called Hubris. Hubris is an animal god, and that animal god represents the zoo type or the zodiac. Just like we call it the zodiac in Egyptian and in American language, but the zodiac is the zodiac. But the another word for animal is zo or zoo, but another word for animal is hu, H-U. So some people have a zodiac and some people have a Hunapku, which is the same thing. Hu and Zo are the same thing. Hu is an animal deity that represents the cosmic wheel or the zodiac. And Zo is an animal deity that represents the same thing in Zorro religion. The Hunchback of Notre Dame is Nut, y'all. The god is Nut. But what we're looking at now is Nut from a top view. This would be like looking at a pyramid from the top view, or looking at the cosmic eye from the top view. All right, that's all it is. As above, so below. And that's the Hu Nap Ku. Now let's go to the next one. Again, this is also the yin yang and the swastika. You can see how this is also the yin yang symbol and the swastika. All right, this is the cosmic crossroads, and that crossroads is the same cross that Jesus was on. What they telling you, you know, Jesus on Calvary. Now let's go to the next one. More Jainism cosmology. As you can see, here's your cosmic egg with the earth plane separating the heavens from the underworld. This is where we reside. This is called a dielectric inertial plane when you start to study magnetism. So this is all toroidal energy. And as you can see, it's a monarch butterfly. It's so much. It's the number 8 for infinity. It's the Masonic bow tie. All right. And it's so much more. All of these symbols for infinity. X marks the spot. So you can tie that into this. All right. You're basically looking at the cosmos. See, on this collage, you're looking at the cosmos from a top view. As if you're looking at the sky from the ground, looking up at Polaris, or either you're at Polaris looking down at the ground. All of this collage represent that viewpoint. This viewpoint represent if you was actually outside of the cosmos, looking at all of the planes of existence inside of the cosmic egg stacked upon each other. So it's a multi-layered system like an onion. It goes on and on and on and on and on because it's an infinite sphere full of planes of existence leading up the stairway of heaven all the way to the source. So I want you to look at this because it looks like an onion and it goes on and on. Some people still not getting what I'm saying. Let me say it again. This looks like an onion. And it goes on and on. Listen, people, when you say onion, you're saying on. The vegetable that's called an onion, it's spelled on and on. The onion is a multi-layered vegetable that's made like the cosmos. And it goes on and on and on with its layers. And when you slice it, you see the pattern of life. The earth is made the same way. It goes on and on. It's an on and on, or onion on, an onion. An onion is an on and on. It goes on and on, multi-layered. So we see why we say the things we say and how they relate to the infinitude of the cosmos, the infinite aspect of reality. We're going to go to the next one. Before we go to the next one, you see the hourglass here. This is the Egyptian scarab beetle holding up the dawn. This is Atlas holding up the globe. They turned it into the globe, but it's really the firmament. So this is Shu. In Egyptian cosmology, this little hourglass would be a god called Shu holding up the firmament dome, and it looked like mushroom. See, if you look at this part and this part, it looked like a little midget wearing a hoodie. That became the Mario toadstool. In Mario, there's a creature called Toadstool that wears an umbrella on his head, and we'll be getting into that at some point in this series to show you what I'm talking about here. This is the great mother, or the scarab beetle, the hourglass. And if you notice, for example, let me go ahead and do that real quick because I really want to show you guys this relation before moving forward. Here's the Egyptian scarab beetle standing on top of the moon crescent. It's okay to call it the moon crest. It's not the literal moon. We call it the moon crest, but let's just say it's standing on top of Sheol. Because in flat earth cosmology, that would be Sheol, which is the underworld, and this would be Polaris or the firmament, which is pitching the tent downward. If you look at this scarab beetle, and you look at right here in the middle of the Jane cosmos, you can see how it all is the same thing. It's only one cosmic code. You have to open your eyes and bring it together. All right, here is the Egyptian scarab beetle holding up the firmament dome and standing on top of the Sheol bowl. So here's the Egyptian scarab beetle holding up the firmament dome, standing on top of the Sheol bowl. Just like we see here, all of the ancients told the same story in their own unique way. I am cracking cosmic codes that Ashra Kwesi hasn't cracked. Phil Valentine ain't cracked. Brother Panic ain't cracked them. Brother Ben ain't cracked them. Bobby Hemmett ain't cracked them. Ain't nobody cracked them, because don't nobody want to take the punishment of being laughed at for saying the earth flat. So respect my motherfucking name and understand that I'm the king of this shit and I got every right to have ego. Stand up there and tell the truth, and I stand alone without no big ass clique behind me like Sonetta and all them other niggas. They don't want y'all to evolve this ancient science. You got a bunch of niggas been telling you the same thing. I'm coming advancing this shit to the next level. Quit throwing salt on me. Quit throwing salt on me and let the people get this great awakening. It's time for us to move forward. I'm taking a break right now. I need to calm down. Now listen to what I'm telling you. These folks talking about they love their ancestors. They got love for ancient Africa. I can't motherfucking tell. How many of these, have you ever heard of a beluga mask? In the chat room, you out of Africa Negroes who's selling dashikis and oil and making money off the people with venues and debates. I ain't getting no money like that. I'm telling the truth for free. You niggas charging this shit for this shit at venues, and then you ain't even giving the people this deep divine science that can help them empower their village, break free of government rule, and reconnect them back with their ancestors. You ain't doing it. Now, in the spirit of the ancestors, I'm going to continue to kick ass. Now, what you're looking at in this Jainism cosmos is an African concept called a beluga mask. Let me show it to you. This ain't the beluga mask we looking for. See, they corrupting the science because they don't want you to find the truth. So when you go on Google, they gonna put something there to throw you off. This the one I'm talking about. This is an ancient mask that's worn by the Baluba tribe. People talking about they love Africa. Ask Sonetta and them when they ever taught you about the Baluba tribe. The reason they ain't gonna teach about the Baluba tribe because the Baluba tribe will free you. It'll give you the knock. They ain't gonna tell you about them but Egypt. And that's when we became slaves. They only gonna take you back far enough to keep your ass a slave. I'ma take you back to when you was a god. Because you wasn't no damn god when the Pharaoh ruled. You was a peasant. Now listen to me. This is called an ancient African Baluba tribe mask. And this mask is so sacred to the tribe. They only wear it in so many couple of years for a certain rare festival. Other than that, they put it up and they don't wear it. It's a very well-read mask. Disrespecting this mask will get you dealt with by the Baluba tribe. That's because this mask represents the cosmos. Here's your Baluba mask. The ancestors knew the same thing in Africa that the ancestors knew in Asia, folks. And yeah, I'm passionate. I get turned up and I have to come down because I want this stuff to be widespread. I want the ancient knowledge to become widespread. And people is hiding it from you because they getting paid to keep you asleep. You know, people getting endorsements. So what you're looking at is a Taurus field. That's what these big old eyes represent. The Taurus field, this is a Tesla coil. And I'll be showing you later why this Baluba mask is indeed a Tesla coil. So maybe one day I'll do a lecture on the Baluba tribe. But let's go to the next slide. So you see that the Baluba tribe is aware of Jainism cosmology but the Baluba tribe still have an oral tradition which connects them with the oracle. The oracle is right here, people. The tree of life is your pineal gland. You can reconnect with the source right now by tapping into these symbols and the sacred geometry of the earth. You reconnect with the oral traditions through symbol. The symbols speak orally because the symbol is the oracle. It orally speaks the origins of humanity just by studying the symbol. So by studying the symbol, you see how nature organizes everything. When you talk about aura, you're talking about the aura, the human auric field, the Taurus field, magnetism. All of that is the orb. That's the oracle. And that's what we need to realize. That's the tree of life where awakening begins. So what I'm going to do at this time is take another 1 minute break. I got a lot of traffic in my house, and I promise you I won't take no more than a minute. I'm coming right back to drop more science. And we back like we never left. Okay, time to move on in our slides. People, thank you for giving me that break to answer my door and all of that good stuff. Let's move on. Next slide. Okay, we already know what this is. This is just a close-up view of the zodiac at Dendera. And Dendera, again, is a temple that's dedicated to the cow goddess Hathor. And Hathor represents this entire image. Often when you see the goddess Hathor, you see a big old red circle in between her horns. That circle is the zodiac. See, the zodiac spans in the middle of the Taurus field, and that's represented by each of the bull's horns. So later when we talk about Hathor, you guys are going to see what I'm talking about. This live presentation series is going to be broken down into parts because it's so much to go over, people. There's so much to go over. All right. Now, again, this is at the Temple of Dendera, the zodiac at the Temple of Dendera, and this would be the red circle in between the cow goddess Hathor's horns, because the cow goddess Hathor represents the entire Taurus field. That's why it's called a Taurus field, and Taurus is the bull. The bull houses the entire zodiac. All right, so all of the stars are spinning within a huge magnetic energy field, and that energy field was personified as Hathor, or Taurus field. Thor also became Hor, or Horus is Taurus, Taurus. We'll be breaking that down at some point in this series as well. Next slide. This is time-lapse imagery of the sky, the night sky, showing you that our night sky indeed turns like a Taurus field. Again, the root word of Taurus and turn are the same. What we got to realize is that this is factual evidence that the ancient conception of Earth is indeed spot on, and you wouldn't have this pattern if you was on a globe. Impossible to create this perfect spiral pattern from the ground if you were on a globe. You wouldn't get this. So the fact that we got this image here proves, right, that flat Earth is real and the sky do behaves like a clock. Bam. Okay. This is the cosmic wheel, or the wheel of fortune. They play a game called Wheel of Fortune. That's the sky turns, the will of man is carried out, and the present becomes the past. So this is the great time wheel of the gods. And this time-lapse imagery just shows you flat earthers ain't no fools, man. We know what we talking about. This is facts. Now, you would, in order for a globalist to debunk this, they would have to do time-lapse footage, and they would have to give us the appropriate pattern that we would see from a global perspective. I ain't gonna do the work for them, though. I know we proved that that the sky behaves like it should behave over a flat earth. Okay? And that's what this time-lapse footage proves. We're going to go to the next one, because this is the all-seeing eye that you're looking at. All of the celestial luminaries, the wandering stars, spirals around that all-seeing eye, like I've been showing you all throughout this series with this sacred geometry. Self-explanatory. Now let's move on. Everything recycles around that point of singularity. Even you and all of the elements break down at that point and become the pure essence of which everything is, which is pure electromagnetic energy. Everything, the purest form of everything is just pure electromagnetic energy. How that energy vibrates determines what element you get, what species you get. Everything is holding a vibration within a primordial sea. And everything recreates at the point of singularity, meaning everything revolves around the Most High, even the luminaries. All right, so let's move to the next slide. Here is, for my Aboriginal brothers, Turtle Island in Hindu conception and Hindu art. So what you have is the turtle and elephant myth. And if you never heard of the turtle and elephant myth, don't worry. As we flip through the slides, I will show you about the turtle and elephant myth. This myth predates the name of most of these places you want to call Turtle Island. Let me say that again, because that's kind of funny. The myth of the turtle and the elephant. The myth of the turtle in ancient art being personified with the Taurus field That concept is older than any island named afterwards. Why? Because let's take, for example, the island of Tortuga. A lot of people say that's the real Turtle Island. Well, guess what? You wouldn't be able to say Tor if it weren't for the word Taurus. In case you aboriginals don't get this, let me just break it down this way. The animal that you call a turtle gets its name from the Taurus field. So the T-U-R is where we say the word turn. The concept of the sky clock is the oldest shit on earth. Like the yin yang is a symbol of the turning of the sky clock. These are the oldest symbols on earth. These symbols are the foundation of what we call modern language. These symbols became alphabets. That's why we can learn the truth about our language by going back to these symbols, because our language come from these symbols. So when you say Turtle Island, the animal that's called a turtle get its name from the ancestors because of its relation to magnetism. The sacred geometric shape of the animal resembles a torus field. So the ancestors, when they became aware of that knowledge, they revered the turtle and they called it a turtle. I don't know what they called it before they found out about the torus field. But when the ancestors was enlightened enough to understand Terada flow, they started to personify this cool knowledge, man. You know, they start to dig this stuff like, yo, this is cool, man. You know, electromagnetism, this is the holy grail. And they started to personify that concept in many animals. And one of the first animals was the turtle. It was related to the Taurus field. And in Hindu art right here, that's exactly what you see. You see the turtle as the Taurus field. The space programs corrupted this stuff. Let me show you what I mean. When you look at NASA with the serpent tongue going around in a 360, it's the same thing we see here. The serpent wrapped around a turtle, basically biting its own tail, the chevron. Where the turtle is biting its tail is what's called a vault of heaven. That's an opening in the sky vault. That's where Shu is opening his arms at. That's a biting, or it's like when they said Jesus break the bread, it's because the cosmos shaped like a bread loaf, just like this Hindu cosmos is shaped like a bread loaf, but it's broken right in the middle. There's a crack in the sky, so it looked like a Pac-Man creature. You know, where the snake is biting his tail. If you think of a bread loaf that's broken right in the middle of the dome, it'll look like Pac-Man. And that's where we get the Passover. The Passover is the compass. The compass is where all compasses point to the North Pole. That's where the snake is biting its tail. That's where Polaris would be. That's the top of the Christmas tree. Where the snake bites its tail, it's the North Pole, the top of the North Pole, right? All of the stars revolve around that upon the turtle's back. This is just beautiful art to give you cosmological science and an interesting way to teach it to children too. So the ancient children didn't have to wait till they got to college and pay for fucking expensive degrees to learn the workings of the cosmos. The ancients taught the children the workings of the cosmos with simple stories like this, which personified electromagnetism. But when this knowledge is power, and the people in power hide this knowledge from you and give you a bunch of mumbo jumbo talk and boards full of long drawn equations and theories and just a bunch of pseudoscience and diamond planets and super earths and shit you will never be able to prove. But this right here, what the ancients left you, we can prove. And this connects you with your ancestors. And this empowers you. How does finding out about a goddamn diamond planet empower you? So what we're looking at is the Hindu cosmos. And again, this conception of Earth is so old. This is when everyone on the Earth had the same cosmology. So you Turtle Islanders realize that the Turtle Island is the island that sits upon the turtle's back. I'm going to leave this picture up here so I don't got to talk that much. I think it speaks for me. I think we can see Turtle Island right now. This predates your Aboriginal movement. This is the oldest truth on Earth. Ancient cosmic secrets that connects you with free energy, your ancestors, and the true sacred geometry of the cosmos. Why wouldn't you want that? Ain't it beautiful? This is a pregnant belly right here. This is how they serve you dinner on a platter. Why they call it a platter? Because it's a plate. That's why it's called a platter. It's a plate. Is a torus field. The plate is the dielectric inertial plane. Let me show you. NASA is hiding free energy from you. Let's go ahead and pull it up. So this is called a torus field, electromagnetic energy. And it's the same thing, the Earth that we live on. This is what the Earth is. We walking around this area on top of what's called a dielectric inertial plane. And above us is Nut, the firmament, and below us is the dome. Remember, I put up the scarab beetle. We see this, and we can see the serpent wrapped around a tree, which is the serpent is just electrical current that's flowing in and out throughout the toroidal field. Ain't nobody else teaching you this. And when they start trying to teach it to you, it's because they've been over here watching this. So just watch them. All right. Now, what you looking at is the same thing we see here, people. The plate is right here. The plate is the plane. When you say the word plate, take the T off and put an N and you get plane. The plate is the plane. A plane is a plate. All right. And when you say a platter, you're saying a plate tur. The tur is the turning of the plate. The ground you walk on is literally turning, meaning it's a huge ocean out there. And that ocean water is flat. It's a plate, but it's turning around a point of singularity. So that plate is turning. It's a turning plate. And a plate that's turning is another way of saying plate tur. Plate and tur became platter. Platter. And a platter is what you're looking at right about here. That's a platter. When they serve you your dinner in a silver platter with the little silver dome on it, and they take the top off of it and all the steam come up out that thing. The steam is the atmosphere. Everything is cosmology. Everything is cosmology. So when they take the dome off of the plate, they taking the lid off the sky. If we didn't have a firmament dome, the atmosphere would just vaporize. It'll just wander off into the void. Right? So when we say platter, plater, we understand that this represents Nut holding the atmosphere inside of the terrarium. All right. So it's a platter or plater. And if this were to be removed, if the snake were to break the seal and open its mouth by breaking the seal and unravel itself, all of the stars and the atmosphere would just go out into the darkness or the void. So we're a cosmic bubble of atmosphere, and atmosphere is being renewed by the ether right here. When you see Nut bent over with her mouth open, this is the same concept. So now you see why a platter shapes like a Muslim mosque, and why when Nut is bent over, her mouth has a red little dot coming out of it. That's the Great Seal. That's Polaris. In other words, if you think of the back of an envelope, the place where you lick it, right in the tip part, is the right in the middle of the envelope, the seal it. That's the Great Seal. So all of this became the Great Seals of all the governments with a sacred bird. But that sacred bird is the same bird at the top of the Mayan cosmos. And I just closed the doggone slide by mistake. So hold up, bear with me. Excuse me, guys. Let me get our slideshow back going. And I'll be right with you. Hold on one second. Give me 1 minute, guys. All right, I got my screen back up. I'm sorry about those tech issues. Anytime we do live presentations, we subject to have those. But let's continue. Basically, you know, what a snake bites his tail is the Great Seal, where it seals itself and it cloaks us inside of a magnetic energy field. And this is what holds our atmosphere inside of the terrarium. This could only be possible in flat earth conceptions. If you think of a globe where the atmosphere meets space, space would suck the atmosphere right off of a globe, just like it does with comets and everything else. Earth would be losing a little bit of its atmosphere every year, and it'll be a significant amount as we whirl through space with a solid ball with little gases surrounding it, going at these bullet speeds, and it won't lose any of the gases from it. You gotta be kidding me. We are enclosed. We don't live on the surface of a globe. We live inside of a terrarium, just like the Hindus show here. Now, is Earth a globe? Hell no, it's not. Even though you see this bent, that don't mean Earth is a globe. That's called exaggeration in art. And I could show you Hindu conceptions where it is indeed flat. So, for example, to give you an idea of what you're looking at, if I were to pull up the flat earth plane floating in a void of darkness, people would say, well, do you believe in space? No, I don't. It's just a conception. So this is one particular artistic conception. See, when artists conceive things, they exaggerate things because artists are creative. So if I tell an artist to paint me a butterfly, you know, in its own way, it ain't going to be like the butterfly in nature. It's probably going to be slightly exaggerated from an artist's perspective to add their little artist touch and their little on it. So the Hindus decided to bend the globe. And I think that that's not only because of the artist's conception, but I think that the Hindus was also, there was a point where the people we're calling Hindus abandoned their flat earth cosmology and accepted globular cosmology. And a lot of Hindu conceptions, we can see the transitioning of them coming from flat earth to globe with conceptions like this, where they still have the great mother and the terrarium, but they have the earth plane or turtle island as a curve. So we start to see the morphing. So there's many different reasons for these style conceptions. But the truth is that all conceptions of earth in their original form were flat earth, just like you see here. And the thing about the earth being a ball, just like when you look at this image here, it's not a full globe. It's half of a globe. And that's because the ancestors taught that the earth was a huge mountain. So let me just, as you look at this image of earth, I want you to pay attention to this. It don't mean earth is a globe. It means in the middle of this terrarium, the earth plane that we're walking on is a huge mountain that goes to the heavens. And I'm going to show you that right here. Hold up. See, that's what the North Pole is. It's a huge mountain. For example, let me show you something else right quick so you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's do it. Here's Mayan cosmos. You can see those 4 points that I was telling you about earlier, this turtle island concept. In the middle of this is a step pyramid. And this step pyramid represents what you would see when you get to the North Pole, a magnetic mountain, just like Mercator have in his map down there, a black mountain. Now, as you walk toward the North Pole, you will ascend in elevation. So that the ground we walk on actually ascend to the sky, according to the ancestors. The closer you walk toward the North Pole, the closer you go to the heavens. It's not a steep mountain. It's a gradual mountain. If me and you started to travel toward the North Pole, we would actually be traveling up in the sky on a magic mountain. The very ground we walk on gets lower and lower as you move away from the North Pole, and it gets higher and higher as you go toward the North Pole. But the elevation can barely be detected because it's a gradual elevating process. You really notice that you walking up into the heavens as you go from this point to the North Pole. But when you finally get to that North Pole, you're looking down at all the kingdoms of the earth. Just like they said when Jesus went on top of the mountain. When Jesus went on the mountain with the devil, he went on a mountain with the devil because at the middle of the Mayan cosmos is the trident. Jesus being on a cross is the same story of Jesus being on Calvary. Jesus being on this mountain with the devil looking down at all the kingdoms of earth. Okay? You can only do that on a flat earth, man. If you on a globe, I don't care how high, you can have a mountain that go out of the atmosphere on a globe. You still won't be able to see all the kingdoms of earth because you won't be able to see the bottom of the globe. All of this stuff is possible on flat earth, y'all. The early Christians were flat earthers. It's time to go back and reawaken with the ancient truth. It's time to wake up. Jesus on Calvary, Jesus on Mount Calvary is really Jesus on Mount Meru. Calvary is Meru. And the Holy Ghost on the mountain that visited Jesus is this sacred bird of heaven that landed on his cross. So when they tell you Jesus went up on the mountain and spoke with the devil, they telling you the Holy Ghost spoke with the trident, or the whole, it is all symbolism of Jesus being a sacred bird because with his arms spread. If you look at this sacred bird with the wings spread above the cross, that became Jesus with his arms spread on the cross. Okay? Simple as that. So we see how all of this ancient stuff was corrupted and turned into modern religion to hide the secrets of free energy from you. All right. Now, we want to tie this into, like I said, as you travel toward the North Pole, there's a gradual rise in elevation. And by the time you get to the point of singularity, you walking in the sky above the clouds. So there is a tree of life, or Jack and the Beanstalk, this magic tree that grows from the ground up into the heavens. The literal ground we walking on is connected straight up into the heavens. So we're walking around the base of a tree trunk. The earth we're walking around, the ground we're walking around is a huge tree trunk that grows up into the sky. Now take a minute to dwell on that and I'll be right back. All right, so this is Turtle Island, and I'm sorry for the interruption, people. All right, let me keep going with this because you see the serpent here, and this serpent, in a lot of the cosmologists, this serpent wraps around the entire tree. So this is the the head of the cosmic monster. What you see here, the head of the cosmic monster, this is an extension of the serpent. The sacred bird is the opening in the sky vault, or the great seal. That's why all countries got a sacred bird for their great seal. And every country, their great seal is a bird with a circle around it. Look at any country's great seal and you will see that it's flat earth cosmology. It's a bird with a circle around it. Because if you was looking at this sacred bird from a top view, you would see a bird with a circle around it sealing the toroidal field. Meaning if that bird moves, there can't be a toroidal field. That's like the button. That's like the top to a drink lid. That's an opening there that connects everything together. That's what that sacred bird represents, the sky vault. It's a portal that connects the ground to the heavens. The people is what connects the heavens to the earth. It's the lifeline, all right, the messenger. So that's what Jesus represents, Mercury, the messenger. Now we're going to continue to the next slide. When I say this serpent is wrapped around this entire cosmos, we see that here. And we also see that in, like I said, NASA logo, which is a serpent wrapped around the cosmos. Now let's go to the next slide. Again, this is Nut and Geb, and where you see Shu at is where the Chu going. Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. The god Shu is the god Chu. CHU is CHEW. The number of the cosmos is the number 8, and everything gets 8 where Shu's arms are opened at. That's the portal. Everything is magnetically attracted into this snake's mouth. This is where Shu arms is opened at. And this is where the snake mouth, we get a little vector, little opening right there, right in the middle. Instead of the Hindus having shoe arm open right here, they just had a great seal with the opening and sealing right here with the snake. In Egyptian, that snake is the woman wrapped all, she became Nut, wrapping all around the cosmos. Geb is the dielectric inertial plane, and Shu is Chu, the point where all the energy gets chewed up and broken down into there, and it's recycled again, making the number 8 looking like that Baluba mask, which each eye being one of these birds or sun and moon. The 2 eyes of the creator going around the pineal gland or the pinnacle gland. The highest peak, the pineal, is the pinnacle. So Shu represents that pinnacle, the point in Nut's back where they're the greatest tension, the greatest bend of the arc. All right, so as we climb the stairway to heaven, we step on the cracks and we break our mama back, because this is the great mama, and the crack is right there in her back, representing the stairway to heaven. We'll be showing you how that symbolism tie in later. So Shu, if you look at the way Nut is bent over Shu, it's the way a man descends on a parachute. When you say parachute, the root word of shoot is chew. Okay, so when you look at the man on a parachute, in order for him to steer the chute evenly, his hands got to be in a position of shoot. Shoe represents the chute. That's the point where all that energy is captured in the garters, and it bulges up and it recycles in between Shu's arm. And Shu's job is to balance all of that torque, all of that turbo, all of that magnetic toroidal flow. Think of wind, a constant blowing, or a thunderous wind, right? They said God spoke with the voice of a thunderous wind. This is magnetic vibration, which is stirring in the ether, okay? Represented by Shu. And when they said that the Most High spoke with the voice of a rushing might and wind, it's that shoot energy. If you ever skydive, you can hear it. It's like the sound of thunder roaring up against that parachute as it catches the wind. It sounds like it's like a TV with static that's not on a channel. And the reason it's not on a channel is because it's in between the channels. When you go in between channels, you get that magnetic vibration, that static, that catching of the wind. And that's where Shu represent, the spot in between, okay, the channels, being the sun and moon, the polarity. Shu represents the pole. It's non-biased. It's neutral because it's connected to Nu's trail. See, the trail is within Nu. Nu has the trail. What trail? The star trail. I just showed you that earlier with the time-lapse footage. As Nut spin, she creates that star trail pattern that I showed you previously. But what's spinning her is personified by this guy called Shu. And you can see he has one eye exposed because he's a Cyclops deity. So if you look at any great seal, any sacred bird, there's only going to be one eye exposed. All of the dudes on your money, on your coins, they got one eye exposed because they're representing this same concept. When you see like George Washington, or you see a president on a quarter or a dime, the coin is the Taurus field. And the head of the president showing one eye is the hyperboloid. That's Shu. This represents currency because what you're looking at is energy. This is toroidal flow. This is currency. And this on a microcosmic level is coins, pennies, dimes, nickels. And in the middle of it is Shu, or the president, the one that's controlling or steering the things at that time. All right. So everything can be traced back to cosmology. So Shu is neutral because Nu holds the trail of the stars and Shu connects that trail to the earth. So Shu is a messenger, a gateway, an umbilical cord. And by it being that, it's not biased to the mother or the child. It connects them both. So if Nut is the mother and Gab is the child, Shu is neither one of them because Shu just the umbilical cord. Shu ain't got nothing to do with the polarity. Shu splits everything equally, and that represents Jesus at the Passover table splitting up the bread equally. This is all cosmology that they giving us in different ways, people. All right, now Shu represents shoot, the point where the toroidal energy balances out to get a safe landing and renew itself. All right. And as you can see, Shu represents Jesus on the cross with Nut, going around here. But this is another section. We're going to stick to this one. This is going to be like a 10-part series. So y'all get your condiments ready, your popcorn, hit the like button. I'm here to do this for you, and I prepared to make this thing enlightening and interesting for you. And at the end of this show, I'm going to cut my chat back on, call out any super chat donations that I may have got, and show some love for you guys. And hopefully I will have enough time to go ahead and do the green streams. So let me continue this because, listen, Aboriginals need this information. Not just Aboriginals. We all need this enlightened information. This is of importance right now. That's why I'm taking time out to do it thoroughly. Now, enough about Shu and everything else. Now at this time, we'll go to the next slide. Now, what we looking at here is in Southeast Asia. I think this is in Cambodia, if I'm not mistaken. This is in Angkor Wat. And, in Southeast Asia, Vishnu is a popular deity in Southeast Asia. And Vishnu was said to ride the back of a turtle. And that's very, very important. The reason Vishnu rode the back of a turtle is the same reason we see the sacred bird at the top of the dome. You see, in Mayan cosmology, like I showed you previously, you have a sacred bird at the top of that dome, that sky vault. And that sacred bird became Vishnu, the vision of Nu. All right, that sacred bird represent the all-seeing eye, the pupil. It's the peephole. Let me show you something. No one gonna break it down like me. And now I got to start being a little cocky and pat myself on the back because niggas is hating on me. They ain't gonna give me my props. So let me show you something. This sacred bird in the Mayan cosmos became Vishnu. All right? The vision of Nu, and Vishnu sat on top of a turtle. Y'all get it now? You get it now? The sacred bird sits on top of a dome, and Vishnu sat on top of a turtle shell, which is a dome. I know I'm cracking the codes, baby. We cracking the codes. So Vishnu is literally the vision of Nu, because Nu is the arch. And the vision of Nu is right here. The pupil, people, it's a big eyeball. It's dealing with vision. It's the primordial sea, meaning a cosmic sea of magnetic energy that's creating our reality. But when we say sea, that's what reality is, people. Reality is the world around you that you see. And there's also a reality you don't see. You got one eye open and one eye closed. That's the secret of the Illuminati. That's why you see them exposing one eye, like the pirates. When you say one eye open and one eye closed, that's a cyclops. That's what we are. The consciousness of a human represents the intake of the world outside and how you decipher and define and put that together. That's the light. That's the consciousness. That's the white side of the yin yang. But the black side is the subconscious. You see in the dark with that side because that side is connected to the ethereal world. Okay? So you got one eye open and one eye closed. And that's the CBS logo. But all of the pirates were invaders, man. The pirates went around forcing Christianity on people. They were raiders. The root word of raider is Ra, because they were sun worshipers who worship Ra. When you say pirate, these people understood the concept of pi and they blended it with Ra. So it became Pyra. Pyra is a paratis. See, listen, when you say pirate is parati, it's a concept. You know, you can call them a pirate, but what they know, the knowledge that they need to know to navigate the seas is cosmological knowledge. The steering wheel of a ship resembles the sky clock. All right? And you need to know how the ocean current behave in order to navigate the seas. Otherwise, you'll never get to where you're going. You'll just be drifting. People, you don't just get in a damn boat and drive to a continent. You got to know how the ocean current is going to go against the current, with the current, to get there and follow the magnetic ley lines of the way the water is moving. A ship just can't go to its destination. They got to see what the ocean current looking like and follow the best path of least resistance with the way the water flowing. And the waters of the ocean is flowing with the same way the sky flowing, with the magnetic toroidal flow. And everybody got to go with the current, not against it. When you go against it, that's what create the hell we in now. So if you look at this pirate hat, you can see at the top of the pirate hat, there's an opening representing the sky vault. See, when you look at this pirate, the eye that's open represent the sun, and the eye that's closed represent the moon. But that slit in the middle of his hat represent the crack in the sky where they all both go around. That's where his pineal gland is. And that's why it shapes like a pie slice, because it's the pineal gland is right beneath that slice on his hat. See, people, I've done my research today, and I'm thorough with this shit. These people invaded, and the people that they invaded, they tortured them, killed them, stole the knowledge of magnetism, and created the worlds we live in today. The people run our world are ancient pirates and buccaneers. Why don't y'all understand this? They were sun worshipers. And they telling you the cosmic secrets that they stole from you. They incorporate that sacred geometry into their dress code, just like our ancients did. So after they stole it and plagiarized and invaded you, you know, they ruled you with the secrets. Came into your land rocking the attire of the gods. Because when you see the slit right here, this your Pac-Man shit. This Jonah whale. This is a whale, man, with the mouth open. That's your Pac-Man shit. This is the broken bread. Jesus breaking the bread. This is the infinity symbol. Don't y'all look at the infinity cars? The sun and moon is circling around infinity. It's a pie slice. That's why they call a pirate. They understand the knowledge of pi. If you don't understand pi, for one thing, you suck at math and you can never navigate the seas. You have to know pi, the secrets of pi, to navigate the seas. 3.14 is the number of pi. When you add it up, it becomes 8. because 8 is the number of infinity, and infinity is pi. Pi is 3.14, family. 3 plus 1 plus 4 equals 8. And pi is this symbol you looking at, and the number 8 is infinity, because where the pi slice is the sky vault, the magic mountain, Mount Meru. Now they give you this car company called Infinity. They give you this mountain for the symbol of infinity, but the mountain is really Pac-Man. Everything get ate up right there. It's like a funnel, a drain system. It's a magnetic mountain, and it's going to track your soul upon death, and it's going to gobble you up. So they say you being swallowed in the belly of the beast, and that belly is the great mother. That's why it's shaped like a pregnant belly. Your soul is going to travel up this sky vault. As you leave the earth plane, you're going to ascend up this sky vault, and it look like you're being gobbled up. It look like you're being ate up. So it's eating. It's ate what's going on at the North Pole. So when you look at Jesus at the Passover, what are they doing? They're eating. They're eating at the Passover. And the one who's breaking the bread is Jesus. And broken bread look just like this symbol. It's all the same thing. Here's your Pac-Man. So I'm just tying all of this together, showing you what creates reality is what creates infinity. The Mayans knew that. So they had that magic mountain at the center of their cosmos, and that became an infinity symbol. But the sun and moon goes around. It's a perpetual energy device, what we're calling the North Pole. The Most High created a perpetual energy device, meaning it'll never stop turning. No matter what you do, it will never, ever stop. It's eternal. It's eternal. Even when you say the word eternal, the word turn is in it. It's just going to keep on turning. It's eternal. It's going to keep on turning. It's a torus field. It's going to keep, it's an endless tour. And the tour guide is the cosmic mother, the sacred bird. That's what guides you up and down the stairway in and out of these different planes of existence. Okay? So you're on a tour, and the root word of Taurus is Taurus. Everyone that's living, you're on a tour. You're touring the cosmos in your own torus field, because we're made like the earth. And this is infinity, what we call in the life and death, inhale and exhale. That's the cosmic breath. There are no endings, only new beginnings. This is infinity. Now let's go to the next slide, because we started off with this turtle that showed our turtle islanders that these people didn't carve that on that wall to worship no damn island in Haiti. The Hindus didn't carve this turtle on that wall because they were saying, man, we love North America like a fool. I'm going to give y'all this damn work. I'm going to turn them feathers into fried chicken, because I'm tired of telling y'all the truth. It's like we love ignorance. Nobody want to be corrupted. You think the Southeast Asians carved this turtle on the wall because they was respecting North America? You got to be a fool. Let me go to the next slide. It's deeper than a continent. This is free energy. This is science. Here we go. This is a architectural conception of Mount Meru. And this is also in Asia. And what you see is the earth plane with the magic mountain, or the North Pole, which ascends to the heavens. You think these people went through all the trouble to build that because they saying, hey, we looked into flat earth and we just want to build some shit that's mocking the flat earth? This dang on structure been there for generations. People go to it today and don't even know what it means. It is the cosmos. It's flat earth cosmology with the earth plane, the earth circle, and the North Pole in the middle. Let's compare it to our collage, and you can see I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Look in the top right corner. That's the Hindu cosmos. Hinduism originates in Southeast Asia, That's where, wait for it. Let me say this again. Look at the collage, look in the top right corner. That's the Hindu cosmos. Hinduism originates in Southeast Asia. That's where this is. So what do you think it is? When you go there today, they just gonna say it's just some ancient lighthouse. But the lighthouse is the North Pole, people. That's where you reconnect with your light body, with your consciousness at. That's where you beam me up, Scotty. And you reconnect with the Akashic records from the inside out. With the pineal gland in you is a miniature North Pole that connects you with the one at the center of the earth. But they got you in this fake science and miseducation system and pseudoscience on YouTube and comedicism and out of Africa when everything come out of the source at the center where all compasses point. And you got to go back to the source. That's why they call it a compass. Because where that thing pointing at, everybody got to come past it. So the ground we walk on ascends to the heavens. Where you think they get the story of Jack and the Beanstalk from? That ain't just no westernized myth. It's a plagiarization of ancient cosmology. I'm trying to free your mind. So look in the top right corner at the Hindu cosmos with the magic mountain being ascending from off of the earth plane into the heavens. And tell me that ain't what this structure in Southeast Asia represent. On the doggone Southeast Asian skyline with this thing ascending up into the heavens. It's this, I know what I'm talking about. Now let's go to the next slide. Same thing right here in Mesoamerica. So now I just showed you this same sacred geometry in Southeast Asia. Let's go back. Here it is. Southeast Asia, the earth plane with the obelisk or the lighthouse, the North Pole, the beanstalk. Listen, people, you need to understand something. It's not the fucking beanstalk. It's the beam stalk. It's what beams you up to the creator. They turned the beam me up Scotty, the beanstalk, into the beanstalk. It ain't no goddamn bean tree. What kind of beans you know grow on trees that go to the heaven? I want to eat some of them beans on that stalk. It's not a beanstalk. It's a beanstalk. All right? It's a hyperboloid. This is the whole beam me up, Scotty. And I'm going to get more into that as we move on. So we're comparing that architecture to this Turtle Island art, and we see everybody was on the same page. We can keep on turning. Same concept here, Turtle Island. You see in this Hebrew art that the sacred bird is replaced with the sky vault. And later that was replaced with Jesus Christ on Mount Calvary. And the mountain is Nut. Jesus on the mountain is right here. The cross on the mountain. It's all flat earth cosmology. Sacred geometry reveals the truth. It's you denying it. Now, if you look at this art, you see the earth plane right here with the North Pole coming up right here. But the artist was playing a joke on you just to see how open your mind was. They put a little island in the background, but they did it for a reason. See, I want y'all to exercise your third eye right now. This island is connected to this pole. What the artist was telling you is that there are worlds above our world. So whoever drew this, they got to be a flat earther. They connected the pole with another land on top of the pole. That's how you got to look at this. This represents the wings of the bird that open up to new worlds. That's what that bird represents. Christ on the cross going up to heaven is how we exit the great crossing to go to higher worlds. So if you look at this pole in the middle of the turtle back and look at this island back here, it looked like a capital T. It looked like a capital T all together. Now, let's turn the image, and I want y'all to keep that in mind. Now, keep this in mind as we turn. Let's get it. Bam. Same thing. On top of the turtle back is a capital T. On top of the turtle's back is an island. Look, whoever painted this was seeing how open your eyes is. Most people wouldn't have caught that. This island is split, representing the opening in the sky that split the seas. They told you that when they crossed the seas in the Bible, they split the seas that represent how your brain is split, and each half of your brain is connected to an eye. Left brain connected to the left eye, right brain connected to the right eye, and that is like two camcorders. Your brain is like a double camcorder system, with the eyes being a damn lens connected to the rest of the body of the camera being that brain. So if you can hold your left brain in your hand, you will hold it like a camcorder, and your eyeball will be attached to the tip of it, and that'll be like the fucking lens. You stick them together, you got a double camcorder. That's the human brain with the two eyes. That's the same thing the earth is. It's a huge brain with two eyes. A huge brain with two eyes. It's a huge brain with two eyes, being the sun and moon. The two camcorders. You got a negative and a positive image. You put them together to get the real image. That's what reality is, people. All right? As above, so below. This is projection technology, man. This is the holographic universe, what I'm giving you. So as you can see here, the cross on the turtle's back is the Hebrew cosmos, and this is some beautiful art that shows that same cross on the turtle's back. Now let's let the slides roll on. Hit the like button. Thank you for tuning in. Share this with a friend. Okay. Just some more things I added in the slideshow to show these fake turtle islanders that this is Hindu art, you aboriginals. Let me give y'all this work. This is Hindu art, you aboriginals. Quit coming out your cum suckers talking about Turtle Island is fucking America. Because them Hindus did not make this turtle and put an island on his back because they was revering the damn USA like a fool. And you got a whole doggone movement with doggone thousands of people talking about some Turtle Island, and don't know what the crap they talking about. Don't know, look like a fool when somebody know who really know what they talking about, go and laugh like a motherfucker at them. Talking about some Turtle Island mean North America like a fool. Turtle Island, the oldest concept of Earth, been around before the word America was even here. Been around before the word Indian or Aboriginal or even fucking feather was even here. This concept been here. You mean to tell me these ancient Hindus went through all the trouble of making this turtle with the island on his back because they was respecting the continent of North America? Tired of y'all. You sound stupid. But I gotta stay calm. I gotta stay calm. I don't want to really give you the work that bad. I want to do it a little respectful. But I'm tired of your stupidity. If you know better, you'll do better. See, this proves that when some get popular, niggas don't want to change it when they find out the truth. Because now you got thousands of people Turtle Island, but don't know how to fucking power their house. The people who was going around with the Turtle Island knowledge was creating free energy devices. They didn't just have a damn feather in their goddamn head with a hashtag. I'm giving original meanings of what this turtle shit mean as it relate to the ancient sciences. Not telling you the shape of America shaped like a turtle. You damn idiot. No, it don't. Show me how. How the hell the North America shaped like a turtle? You get, now start reaching. Them aboriginals be reaching their ass off. Talking about North America shaped like a turtle. You niggas must don't know your shapes. I tell you what do shape like a turtle. The ancient conception of Earth. The ancient flat Earth terrarium, like I'm showing you in my damn slides. I ain't gotta bend and warp no damn images. The niggas who telling you North America is Turtle Island, take a picture of North America and take it through a program to bend it up to look like a turtle, like a deceptive fool, just to sell you some damn Indian paperwork. I'ma slap the feathers off one of you niggas playing with me. We gonna do more than ruffle feathers. We gonna start killing chickens in a minute. I'm tired of y'all rejecting the goddamn truth. Ain't no way you can deny this shit that I'm teaching you here, but you'll take your knuckleheaded ass out there, feathers up, Turtle Island, North America. Nobody stud no goddamn North America, and you can't create energy, you fool. You got more respect for a goddamn landmass than you do for the source that created all the elements, like a damn fool. Cause you that damn lost, you want something to attach to. You looking for identity that damn bad that you don't know how to value science over geography. Niggas revering a landmass instead of the source that created all the damn land. The Turtle Island concept deeper than a fucking landmass. It show you how all the land was created from the point of singularity on the turtle's back. That's what this ancient story mean. And these, like I said, you goddamn, I'm finna ruffle you niggas feather. I'm tired of you ABOS, man. I'm tired of everybody. You know what? I'm on the warpath starting now. I ain't cutting no more slack. Fuck it. I'm telling you ABOS right now. Quit with the Turtle Island shit and not telling the truth. America don't shape like no damn turtle. And in order for them to make the shape, they gotta take Canada off. You just gonna make up shit now. I'm not just making up shit. I'm giving you the truth right now. The indigenous truth. You run around popping all in indigenous shit and don't know the secrets of the ancients. Turtle Island ain't got nothing to do with no continent. If you look at the back of this turtle, you see the doggone 4 elements in the Hindu cosmology holding up the entire earth plane. That's the platter, the plate tur. That's the dielectric inertia plane. This is electromagnetic science right here. Cosmology right here. This ain't no, you think these ancient Southeast Asian Hindus was making this shit because they was trying to pay respect to North America? You gotta be a retarded ass fool, embarrassing your damn self. Next slide. Niggas is lost. Again, now what we looking at now right here, let me show y'all what this is. Hold up a second. What you looking at now are the turtles in Piazza, Santa Maria, in Novella. And of course, this is in Europe because they plagiarize and steal and corrupt all of our ancient sciences. But these turtles are actually holding up an obelisk. And I'll show you the meaning of that. It's 4 turtles that's holding up the obelisk. And that's another conception that the ancients had. They had 4 turtles holding up the obelisk. In some creations, they had 4 turtles, in some creation stories, they had 4 elephants on the back of 1 turtle. Like this. This one got 4 elephants on the back of 1 turtle, and them elephants holding up the earth. But in a lot of more conceptions, you had the elephants replaced with 4 turtles, and they was holding it up. So this was done in different ways, and I want you to see them all so you can make sense out of all of this stuff. You see the 4 turtles holding up the sacred mountain, just like I showed you in the recent one. The 4 turtles holding up the obelisk, holding up the sacred mountain. This is no different than everything I've been showing you, people. Instead of four turtles holding up the obelisk, you see the four foundations here in the Hebrew cosmos holding up the turtle. Everyone did it their own way, but you see the same parallels, is what I'm pointing out. So again, the four turtles holding up the obelisk, or the turtle holding up the obelisk. When you say the turtle is holding up the obelisk, or the four turtles holding up the obelisk, that's another way of looking at this. The earth plane can be portrayed as the back of a turtle. And I said that the ground we walking on ascends as you go toward the North Pole, and you're actually walking up a huge mountain. So the earth ain't flat. It's only flat in the area we at because we at the lowest point. But the entire earth shapes like a diamond. Yep, I said it. Earth is not really flat. It's flat from where we are in our location. But if you can look at the entire earth as a whole, the ground would actually ascend to the heavens, according to the ancients. So then, yeah, that would make it flat on the outer parts, but pear-shaped toward the middle. Don't that sound familiar? See, these folks tell you the truth a little bit. Neil told you the truth a little bit. So it'll be flat on the outside, and then toward the middle, it'll start to get elevation arise. But Neil deGrasse telling you in a different way that's backwards on the globe model. So you can go and do your research and put that together yourself, and you'll see that indeed I know exactly what I'm talking about. So the turtles holding up the obelisk is here, and let's look at some more. Basically, those four turtles are the four elements, and you can see them here. The four deities that holds up the magic mountain being the source. This is projection. This deity is called El, and once El divide himself, El becomes plural of himself, and now it becomes Elohim. Him is equivalent of shine. Things that shine, they sheen. So there was a hairspray called oil sheen, because the word sheen is also the word shine. All right. And if you look at this top deity, he's the representative of light. But once he start to cast his rays outward, the rays build a four-corner base and make a pyramid around him, beneath him. So he's the all-seeing eye hovering above the Mesa base. It's called a Mesa because it's the platform of the Messiah or the Master. It's a pulpit, if you know what a Mesa is. Let me pull it up for you. This is a Mesa, okay? And the messenger is the one that sits on top of the mountain. So the word Mesa is related to the master, the Messiah, the Messiah. It's the one that sits on the pulpit, on top of the Mesa. So once you Mesa yourself or master yourself, you will arrive at the pinnacle, which is the pineal gland, the seat of the Mesa or the master. Okay. So as the master emanates and become illuminated, your light comes on. And as you shine, you infect everything and everyone around you with your energy. And in a sense, you duplicate yourself in the hearts and mind of those around you when you become a master. Your message becomes that powerful that it becomes duplicated. So when you see El shining, light shines like a pyramid. So you got El and the Elohim or the Elohim, the shining of El. You have Ra and you have Raiz, meaning rays. R-A-Y-S is R-A-I-S-E. Because when the sun shines, it's raising its children. That sunlight grows plants, grows babies. So if the sun don't shine, ain't no children being born. Ain't no food growing. So that's representative of the pyramid of life. If he don't shine from above, meaning if source don't emanate in full illumination so that we can bathe in the light of the Most High, there is no children. There is no Gab. There is no me and you. We're only a reflection of source. So when you look at the all-seeing eye on the pyramid, you're looking at the master seat. The master is the mama that's steering the divine feminine in you, that steers the part of you that connects you with the great mother. It's called a master seat and is represented by the vesica passes or the master card. When you say master, you're saying ma and steer, because the pineal gland is shaped like a pussy. So it's called a mama gland or the divine feminine. And that's the gland that you steer through the cosmos with. So when you place the words ma and steer together, you get master, master. So to master reality is to get in tune with the divine feminine. And that is the seat of the soul, the illuminated one. And it sits upon the earth plane, which is the stage that you master yourself upon. You came here to master yourself upon this stage, and then you're going to leave, because that which came to master itself is not the body. It came here through the body, and it's going to use the body to master itself. Then this is going to fly away to another platform and hover above that platform. So it's detachable. Your consciousness is detachable. And as it moves from each plane of existence, we call it life and death, but it's just soul traveling. So why are you scared? Because someone took the science away from you. That's why. So here's the science. Here's the all-seeing eye. And here's the four-cornered foundation or the earth plane that it comes to master itself upon. And to do that, it makes a copy of itself in the womb of its mama. So your body is the child of your soul. And each doggone deity around the master represent each member of the body. Arm, leg, arm, head is Allah. But the four pillars of Allah are the members that he is able to manipulate reality with, being the extensions, the two arms and the two legs. So beneath the master, you see four deities, and those are his extensions. That's how he manipulate reality, through them. He don't move. When he want to move, he meditate and make them move. And that's another way of saying the Most High don't have a body. The Most High sits above the body of the earth and manipulate the elements via meditation. So God is a meditating genie that sits above the four corners of the earth and manipulate the four elements. And that's exactly what we see. We see the sun and moon moving. We see the wind blowing, the waters moving, everything in motion, but we don't see what's moving it. And that's the invisible source behind all things. The reason you can't see it because it's too high for you to see it. Look at the position of the source on this picture. This is a steep mountain, people. You ready for the climb? Because the view from the top is a godly view. But oh boy, it's a rough climb. You got to go through the elements to get to the master. Earth, water, wind, fire. You got to wear the body to make it to God. The body, earth, water, wind, fire. And you got to come into the flesh before you can go into the highest of heavens. The initiation process is this earth experience. But what happens if you come here, get dumbed down program, they got you failing. You being held back here on this plane. So you're never making it to the master because you can't get past the guards, which is the elements, earth, water, wind, and fire. All right, so let's keep going. As you can see, here's the elephant, because when you talk about Turtle Island, it's not just a turtle. It's the turtle and elephant myth. But if you look at the turtle in this conception, it's a triangle. Look at the sacred geometry. This is a deity called Ganesh, and this is a representation of Mount Meru as an elephant. And we know that the sound of life, the sine wave of life, the music of life, the voice of the vibration of the creator is emanating from that point of singularity, what we call the North Pole. And that North Pole was called a tree of life, and all trees have a what? Trunk. That trunk is the beanstalk. That's the North Pole. That trunk is what you see here. That's why they called it an elephant. Remember that El is the name of God. So just like the turtle get its name because it became deified when the ancestors started syncing it with the toroidal energy, the elephant later became deified, and they renamed that animal from whatever it was. I think what they called it, a mammoth or something. These weren't different animals. The same animals that existed, they existed in the ancient world, but they existed as different names because the ancestors renamed them after they was changing the zootypes. So when they started syncing the animal that we call the elephant to magnetic energy, we know it as the elephant today because it's linked to the god El. All right. So it became Ganesh, a representative of the tree of life. All right. Or the cosmic elevator. This is an elevator at the North Pole that your soul beams up in. So elevator, elephant, they all got the same root because they represent the same thing in cosmology. Also, a tree has a trunk, so do an elephant. And remember that a treasure chest is a trunk. And let me show you something. I'm tying the words into the sacred geometry because a treasure trunk shapes like the goddess Nut. So I'm letting you see why they call it a trunk. It stores things, just like the goddess. Let me show you. What I'm giving you is the missing treasure, the holy grail of information. Once you open it, you unlock the hidden treasure. That's what we're doing right now. This shapes like a treasure trunk because this is a huge triangle. Nut is a huge triangle, a mound. And guess what? That's what Ganesh is, a big triangle. So Ganesh is Nut. It's Ganith, because Neith is a form of Nut. So Ganith is Ganesh to the Hindu. And you see the color is dark blue, just like Neith, just like Nut, just like Vishnu. They are blue creatures representing the skywalk. And the trunk represent the opening where the words of the Most High is being blown in, stirring up the ether, recycling time, recycling the elements, and recycling you and me too. All right. So that's what baptism is, renewal. And the waters of baptism are really the primordial waters of new. When you go down in the casket, it's like going down in baptism, and you come up again in another plane of existence for another experience. It's infinity. It's a constant climb up the magic mountain. This is how you climb the mountain, through life and death. And this is what Ganesh represent, life and death, just like Mama Kali. The 4 arms are the 4 elements because we come in and out of life and death via putting on the elements with the body, which is made of earth, water, wind, and fire. Self-explanatory. We got a chop here. So we see we got Ganesh here, and the trunk represent the tree of life, just like this trunk represent the tree of life, which is Nut, the sky goddess. She's the tree of life. The cosmic doorway, it shapes like a door. There's a reason why our tombstones have this arch shape, people. She's the gateway. It's a pregnant belly. Death is life. There's no such thing as ending, only new beginnings. So the arch on your funeral really represent the arch of your new mama re-giving birth to you in another plane. You don't die, you just constantly be reborn. But where you be reborn at is like, wow, you can be reborn in some crazy places. So make sure you get your energy right. That's going to determine where you be reborn, because shit, you can be reborn on some type of plane where you some type of other shit, you know, depending on your vibration. But if you made it to this plane and you climbing upward, but this plane we see has a lot of imperfections because we're climbing up this. You can't go to perfected planes of existence if you can't manifest yourself into those bodies that exist on those realms. There's a type of body that is built for each realm of existence, and you got to be born into a new mama that have ascended her consciousness to a higher realm, and she exists in a physical form on that higher realm in a totally different body than the ones that's here. These bodies are built for the level of consciousness that's here. But once you start to outgrow this realm and this body, you no longer be born here. You get a new body on a higher realm, and that body can do new shit that you will to do because you ascended from this one. Okay? Plain and simple. So that's how we travel through the cosmos, through the cosmic door. This is your treasure chest. All right? And it's a map quest. All the roads lead to the same place, as you can see here. This is the hidden treasure is the North Pole. And all roads lead to the hidden treasure. Because no matter where you are on earth, that compass telling you where the truth at. And the truth is the tree of life. So here we see Nut represent the tree of life, because a tree has an arch shape. It looked like a broccoli on a stalk. Shu would be the stalk to the broccoli, and Nut represent the branches of the tree. That's why she has arms and legs extending out. She's the branches, the extensions that allow the heavens to connect with earth and also house all of the life within this realm. All right. So she's the gateway because she's the one that splits the worlds. She's in between the worlds. She keeps all the life in the worlds below her in that realm, trapped in that realm till they ready to be born up out of her. And then the life that exists on the realms above Nut, she makes sure that they don't ascend down back into the realms below her. So she's a barrier, right? And she's a gateway for that reason, because she's the portal in between two worlds. That's exactly what your mother is on a biological level. She was the gateway that got you here in between worlds. So this is divine science that tie together the micro with the macro and show you the sacred geometry of why this is the holy grail and the hidden treasure. Literally, this chest is your brain. And when you open it up, that's when you're going to get to the dang on truth. But when you see this treasure box closed, that represent religious people, people that think they know everything. Aboriginal with they fake ass Turtle Island movement. See, they treasure box is closed. They ain't allowing no damn no jewels in there. But everybody who unlocking the truth with me, your treasure box is open to receive all the jewels and luxuries and information that the cosmos got to offer. So keep an open mind, an open treasure box on this quest of life. Because the quest is the questions. And the questions is the quest I'm on. The quest I'm on is the quest I own. You stop questioning, guess what? You stop moving. You stop the quest. Now let's continue the quest. Because we almost done with this. I think it's like, oh, this might be the last one. Yeah, that's the last one. That completes the slideshow. That completes part one of the original meaning of Turtle Island explained live. Bro Sanchez speaking. I have tons of more information to give you concerning Turtle Island. This is just part one. I really encourage you to travel with me to part two, because this is like we begin on the surface and then we go deeper and deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole. All right. So if you think we went deep right now, just keep in mind what I'm telling you. This is just the surface. This is part one. Journey with me for part 2 and 3 as we go deeper and deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole. Now, at this time, what I'm going to do before I close out, because that does completes part 1 of the presentation. Before I close out, this is what we're going to do. Hold up a second. Let me get organized. Oh, man. Hold up one second. Because I'm going to get in the chat now. We're going to call out super chats and we're going to catch up and see what y'all talking about. Because the night's still young. And we're going to see where we're going to go from here. So let me do that, and then let me open the chat. Hold up a second. Boom, I got the chat open. And now I'm able to look at all of y'all chats out here. Before I even get into those chat in that chat room, I think I need to do the super chats first, because those people supporting the show monetarily, making it possible for all the rest of you, you know, to have these great presentations, this enlightening information. You ain't gonna get it nowhere else. So to the people supporting me monetarily, my heart go out to you. I really appreciate y'all, because it allowed me to do this tedious research, be up for hours and dedicate all of my time to cracking the cosmic code. Okay, couldn't do it without you. And the ancestors do appreciate you, because they speaking through me, and I appreciate you as well, man. And that will be my brother Clear Views with the super chat donation. He said, "Good evening, Sanchez. What's the story between the Moors and matriarchy? I can't find a timeline. Where is the discourse?" Tell you what, I'm going to write that down. The Moors and matriarchy. And I will do a lecture on that. And I'm a man of my word that I'm going to do that for you. Moors and matriarchy. I got that written down. I'm going to cover that for you. And I'm going to name it that. I'm going to name it Moors and matriarchy. Just for you. We're going to be thorough on it. And let me give a shout out to Terry Seabrooks for the super chat donation. He says, "Sanchez, you have made major strides. I'm always on the job, so I can't participate much in the dialogue. This is my education and entertainment every day." You know, that means a lot to me, Terry, that I can be your edutainment. That means a lot to me, because that's really what I try to do. I try to educate while entertaining. And it's a very tricky balance to make all of this stuff fun, exciting, to make you laugh here and there, crank up here and there, put some passion in it, and to really be just give you me in my most rawest form. So when I cut this thing on and start teaching, I try to be in a good spirit so I can give you all of me. And when you tell me stuff like that, it let me know that I'm doing the right thing. Educating and entertainment. Who says you can't do them both? That's the problem with school. The teachers educate, but they don't entertain. And that's why the students can't keep up and pay attention, short attention span. When you was a baby and your mama taught you stuff, she entertained you too. Your mama might bring out a teddy bear and say, "Ooh, doo-doo-doo-doo," just to teach you some other shit. Like your daddy may bring out a toy and use the toy to entertain a child, but to teach the child how to blow your nose. So he'll bring out the puppets and make the puppet blow the nose and say, "Look at me. I blow my nose," and use a little puppet. The baby go to laughing and the baby try to mimic the puppet. Now the baby blow the nose. You got to entertain to educate. That's what the ancients did. Your entertainment business shouldn't be separate from your education business. That show you that the world is backwards today. How the hell is your entertainment business separate from your education business? Entertainment should be education. Education should be entertaining. But it's backwards today. They got the entertainment field separate from the education field, and that's a big, big mistake. Let me go to the next super chat from my brothers of the HOTC. The boy came through and sent the super chat donation, and I want to let you know I appreciate it. Toriano TV came through with the $10 super chat donation. I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. Make sure y'all subscribe to Toriano TV, Torino TV, Toriano TV, Torino TV. Go ahead, get in the chat room so they can see your avatar. Make sure y'all subscribe to the brother. My sister, She Ether, gonna send me a donation. She send me something almost every show. I'm telling you, she sends something in every show. And I want to let you know I appreciate you, sister. To the sister, She Ether. Sister be supporting me all the time. Oh, man, we got $100 super chat today. Now, wow. Hold up a minute. Y'all already know what we got to do. We got to take off now. Hey, I got to stop right now. When I get $100 super chat, I got to take off. And the $100 super chat was from Manu Zayed. I'm sorry. Manu Zayed Key. The Most High is definitely in you, sir. Love you, bro. Hey, I love you too. I love everybody that's tuning in, hitting the like button, sharing the stream. Everybody that's supporting what I do. I'm going to keep this thing going. I'm going to crank it up for y'all. I got a lot of more research to give you. This just part one. But to the brother Manu, I really appreciate that $100 super chat donation. That really means a lot. Man, I'm just over here blushing like, damn, that's deep. Appreciate it. Now, since you gave a $100 super chat before I call out any more super chats, let me take off real quick. Let's take off. I just gotta keep it 100 till I'm gone in the hearse. Put my heart in the beat, put my soul in the verse. On my guard in these streets, I risk it all to make it work. Cause I ain't fall from the sky, homie, I rose from the dirt. Use a little nigga, breathe, I'm a beast in the clutch. I'm a big dog, scratching you little fleas off my nuts. Lot of hating going on, it's looking ugly in this bitch. See, I was raised around the real, you can't study for this shit. They don't make them like they used to. I'ma stick where I'm true to. Faking I see through you, make you vanish like voodoo. Swear this world is so cuckoo, hard for me to be neutral. Spit the wrath of a guru till I'm forgotten like FUBU. A stone age nigga, don't take much to make me smile. Some good people, some good trees, light it up and pass it round. Lot of haters want you down, and they praying you on the mount of shit. And tell me why you give a fuck, all of them trolls counterfeit. Can't stop a shooting star, haters hate to see you take off. You know I grind hard, 24/7, I never take off. I spit that naked truth and on add and on take off. And if you cannot take it, then motherfucker just take off. I had to take off for a minute. I'm gonna play the whole song at the end. But yeah, man, I had to take off for a minute. We'll leave y'all with that whole song from the top when we get up out of here. But let me continue to call out these super chats. I had to take off for that $100 donation, man. That's powerful. Man, you know, because we bringing the truth of the ancients. We're doing things that the black conscious community should have been done. Getting our children thinking about the stuff Tesla was into. Instead of buying your children red, black, and green Jordans, red, black, and green shoes, screaming black power, but ain't no power in being black. You can scream it loud as you want to, ball that fist up tight as you want to. When you open it up, ain't no power gonna be in your hand. So what I'm doing is true black power. Because I'm giving you black magic. This the knowledge that they put in darkness, in occult. Magnetism is talking about the dark stone. Black magic deals with magnetism. The dark goddess, the portal. The darkness is the magnetism. That's what lures you in, what you think the reaper is, why you can't escape the reaper. Because the reaper is the repair. Is there to repair you. You go to the darkness every night when you go to sleep, to the reaper to be repaired. So you wake up the next day when you leave from the reaper and you're renewed. They got you scared of the darkness. The darkness is the reaper. It repairs you. All right. So that's what we're about here. And this is black power, because we reconnect people with the dark sciences that was hidden with the sun worshipers. See, they taught you that. Let me tell y'all something. I want you to listen closely. Darkness don't blind you. Light blinds you. In other words, once you get too conscious minded, you forget the subconscious truth, which sits in the darkness. It's hidden. It don't have to be illuminated because it's that which illuminates you. If you think of a light bulb turned on, whatever turning on the light bulb is the most powerful, not the damn light bulb. Whatever that bulb plugged into, it's the dark one that's controlling it. And that's the hole in the wall. That's the socket. That's what Shu represent, connecting us with the darkness of the goddess. We plug into her. Them two forks is Shu arms. And they connect to Nut, which is the darkness. Just like a plug in a wall, plug them two arms into the dark hole. And it pulls power from that darkness. That's what you do in sleep. That's what you should do in meditation. That's what the body do when it die. That's what the soul do when you die. It goes back in darkness to pull that energy. So, this is deep stuff, what we're doing over here. We're pulling the truth from the darkness. It's no longer going to be occult knowledge when you come to my channel. It's going to be normal knowledge. It's no longer going to be esoteric secret societies. When you come over here, motherfuckers gonna be like, what secret? You talking about the secret brother Sanchez been exposing? Only reason it's a secret because they ain't made it over here yet. So I got much love for y'all, and I appreciate your support. To my brother ATP Music, man, hit me with that $20 super chat donation. That's powerful. That I appreciate y'all support, man, and some of y'all been supporting me for a while, man. I can't thank y'all enough with the super chat donations, the PayPal donations. My brother Back to Your Roots Herbs, he always hit me in the PayPal. He don't even do the super chat. He go right to the PayPal. He already know. Just like the sister Katina Newton. A lot of y'all be hitting up the PayPal, and what I gotta do, I gotta make a list so I can start doing the PayPal, read them out too. But I want to give a shout out to everybody that sent in the super chats today. Sister Brittany sent in another super chat. She always supporting the show. Eric Brownfield, he sent in a super chat. Appreciate that, Eric. Black Sun, my brother Black Sun. I think, hey, Black Sun, get in the chat room real quick so I can mod you up. I want to know, have I modded you up yet? Black Sun should be a moderator by now. Moderators, let me know if him, most all of these people on this super chat should be modded up. People be like, why he got so many blue wrenches? Man, I got so many supporters. Eric, I'm giving you yours now. Yeah, if you supporting this channel and I ain't modded you up yet, at me in the chat so I can throw you a wrench. I'm throwing out wrenches right now. Let me give a shout out to Mark Monaghan. Mark Monaghan. I hope I'm pronouncing the brother name right. He said, take off, bro. We hitting heights. You goddamn right. We taking off further than NASA, Mark. In fact, they ain't took off. We taking off connecting with source. I don't know what the fuck they doing. Shout out to Mark, man. Matter of fact, shout out to everybody that sent in super chat donations today and supported today's presentation. We'll be back tomorrow with part 2. All weekend, we're going to have the heat on them. We got work to do. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to be going live. And we're going to continue this series because we're going deeper and deeper down that rabbit hole. Oh, let me give a shout out to Guala Gang. He said, get Cash App. A lot of people telling me that, man. Let me write that down. I wrote it down before, but I ain't got around to it. Get Cash App. I'm going to do that because I see a lot of people with that. No, I don't got Cash App, but I'm going to get it now since y'all asking. Yeah, I'm slow to everything. I don't even got Instagram yet. I'm about to create me an Instagram. And that's the two next things I gotta get: Instagram and Cash App. So be on the lookout. Instagram and Cash App. You're gonna be seeing Bro Sanchez gonna have both of those. We also gonna continue to renew the website. So go to brosancheztv.com for all things Bro Sanchez. I haven't uploaded any new exclusive downloads yet, but I will be. I will be putting together exclusive downloads that you can go and get only on my website. You can't find them on YouTube anywhere else. So keep that in mind, and you want to regularly visit the website. There's also an active chat room over there, brosanchez.com. Check us out, for all things Bro Sanchez. We're going to constantly be updating that site. It's currently being updated as we speak, but it's up and running if you want to go over there and check it out still. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And again, I appreciate everyone in the chat room. Masterpiece, I see you in the chat room. Are you still in the chat room? Can you at me real quick? I don't have a hangout panel open, but I need to ask you a question real quick before I close the stream. If you still listening and you in the chat room. Let's go ahead and put John Wilson on timeout. The first mod to put him on timeout, man, flat power to you. His name is John Wilson. Go ahead and time that hater out. Time that hater out. Let me see somebody swipe him on the head right quick. Is this channel all about giving you money? Because that's what it seemed like. This channel is all about electromagnetism, ancient cosmology, etymology, syncretism, ancient science. It was 3 hours of that. I'm hoarse, man. Do you understand that these people just compensating me for my time? 3-hour lecture, and it took me over 10 hours to compile all of this shit. But he don't want the people to compensate and support me with it. But he paid taxes like a fucking fool. Better get away from here. I'll embarrass your ass. So Masterpiece, okay, yeah. So at this time, everybody who over here, go ahead to the brother Masterpiece stream right now. I'm shutting down. I'm about to go to Masterpiece channel. Go to Masterpiece channel right now. He's in the chat room. Click on him. Masterpiece, if you will. Go ahead and spam the chat with the link and everything so we can get these people to follow us over there. We're gonna go, and my Masterpiece is gonna start the green streams, which is the after stream we do on Thursdays, and we connect this science with the human. If you're interested in that, go on over there with Masterpiece. He gonna get it started, and I will be hopping on that panel shortly at some point. But he's going to get started, and I'll be over there to hop on right after I get me something to eat. But Masterpiece, you need to go on ahead start, though, brother, because it's getting late. I started kind of late, so it kind of threw you off. So go on over there to Masterpiece, y'all. He should be starting soon. And we're going to do the green streams. We got another super chat, man. Two of them. Clutch super chats. Shout out to Forever Cope. And to my brother Black Sun once again, man. I appreciate you, my brother Black Sun. For real, for real. And to you too, Forever Cope. Everybody that sent in super chat donations today, you should notice that you got a wrench by your name. Most of y'all already had wrenches, but if you didn't have a wrench, that was just something I'm doing because I'm feeling like it. I'm feeling jolly. I'm appreciating the support. So I'm like, hey, man, everybody who sent in a super chat today, I'm wrenching you up, goddammit. That's the least I can do right now. But with that being said, I'm going to shut this thing down. I'm going to let y'all go. It's been a long stream already. And like I said, we're going over to Masterpiece channel. We're going to go over to Masterpiece channel and do green streams. So what y'all want me to, y'all want to hear this song on the way out, Takeoff? I know you do. So I'm going to leave y'all with Takeoff as we head on over to Masterpiece channel for the green streams. Oh, Mark Monaghan. Shout out to you, Mark Monaghan, if I forgot. And I will be wrenching all of you guys up who sent in the super chat donations. If you don't got the wrench right now, you will have it next show. I'm doing it right now when I end the stream. Everybody who sent the super chat, I'm going to wrench you up. So if you don't see it now, you definitely going to see a wrench by your name. If you sent the super chat today, you'll see it next show. Because soon as I end the stream, I'm going to wrench you up. But y'all enjoy this music, and I'll see y'all on the green streams and also on part 2 of this series tomorrow. Oh, one more super chat before we get up out of here. My brother 90 Tafar, do teach more on the black energy. I most definitely will. I'm actually going to be talking about that black energy as well as how when they said Jesus is black, what they're saying esoterically. All right, because Jesus represent that stone that the builders rejected. The builders are us, people. We was building heaven on earth. All the ancients was building step pyramids that connected with the North Pole. So they was expanding the signal throughout the earth plane. All of these ancient monuments are antennas that connect to the antenna at the North Pole. And they was building them outward from the center, expanding the signal outward. That's what the ancients was doing. They was building heaven on earth. Okay. So, when they talk about the stone that the builders rejected, we building heaven, we building hell on earth now because the builder's stone is the divine feminine. We're not building with the under our natural mission, what we was made to do as humans in unison with the great mother nature. We building to build up man's world and man's system. So we stopped building for the great mother and we became construction workers for corporations. So we stopped building pyramids to build fast food joints and goddamn, fairgrounds and shit, so to speak. So the stone that the builders rejected, we no longer building with the stone in between our eyes. We building with the stone of our eyes focused on a dollar bill. Before we was building motivated by money, we was building motivated by the science and the heavens. So you see ancient architecture stand the test of time and it's divine. It's aligned with the heavens, and this is heaven on earth when we talk ancient architecture. But the architecture that rules our world, Burger King, Taco Bell, it destroy you and disconnect you with the heavens. So as above, so below. The stone that the builders rejected, we not building our cities and our nations and our worlds under divine inspiration of the great mother anymore. We rejected the builder stone. So now we got the damn killer stone, and everything we build destroy nature. So again, I'm going to give a shout out to everybody in the super chat donations, and I'm going to get on up out of here. Shout out again to Nati Tafa and Critspert. I don't know how to pronounce that. Ciara Expert. Critspert. Shout out to you. Thank you for the super chat donation. Blizzy for much. Thank you for the super chat donation. I appreciate all super chat donations. And guys, until next time, peace and much love. I just gotta keep it 100 till I'm gone in the hearse. Put my heart in the beat, put my soul in the verse. On my guard in these streets, I risk it all to make it work. Cause I ain't fall from the sky, homie, I rose from the dirt. Use a little nigga, breathe, I'm a beast in the clutch. I'm a big I'ma stick what I'm true to. Fake and I see through you, make you vanish like voodoo. Swear this world is so cuckoo, hard for me to be neutral. Spit the wrath of a guru till I'm forgotten like Fubu. A stone age nigga, don't take much to make me smile. Some good people, some good trees, light it up and pass it round. Lot of haters want you down, and they praying you on the mouth of shit. And tell me why you give a fuck, all of them trolls counterfeit. Can't stop a shooting star, haters hate to see you take off. You know I grind hard, 24/7, I never take off. I spit that naked truth and I don't add and I don't take off. And if you cannot take it, then motherfucker just take off. Can't stop a shooting star, haters hate to see you take off. You know I grind hard, 24/7, I never take off. I spit that naked truth and I don't add and I don't take off. And if you cannot take it, then motherfucker just take off. Lord knows I got a lot of demons, I can't fight them all. Lord knows I done a lot of wrongs, I can't right them all. Young nigga in a trap, waiting for the night to fall. Slinging half fish scale, other half isotol. Stunting and wildin', chasing hundreds and thousands. God spoke to me, couldn't hear, cause my stomach was growling. Use a motherfucking crying shame, nigga, what you think? You got money for the best drink, but zero in the bank. I can't dig, you don't handle biz, that's just what it is. We gon' live while you do it big, I do it for the kids. But these niggas just don't give a damn. Money to the ceiling fan, fuck with son, you gon' get a tan. Pull up in the minivan. You know we stoners, don't take much to make us smile. Just light it up, high as fuck, now I'm on a cloud. Lot of haters want you down, cause they time is up, we climbing up. Swear I debate about it, just line them up and sign them up. Can't stop a shooting star, haters hate to see you take off. You know I grind hard, 24/7, I never take off. I spit that naked truth and I don't add and I don't take off. And if you cannot take it, then motherfucker just take off. Can't stop a shooting star, haters hate to see you take off. You know I grind hard, 24/7, I never take off. I spit that naked truth and I don't add and I don't take off. And if you cannot take it, then motherfucker just take off.